It's a clear night, screens glowing blue, got the facts in my headlights. Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. 𝗺𝗍 and 𝗟𝗟, I'ma read them like Psalms. KP throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just try to slow grind. Midnight oil burning, pen hit the pad slow. Every word cut clean like the rims on the 6-4. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtleboys riding in the reckoning gon' come. 𝗟𝗟 in the back room, 𝗺𝗍 on the phone, trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. Truth got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame, this about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, gliding. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, guys. We just call home down to the city blocks. We just riding slow, guys.
Welcome to the weekend live show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
𝗵𝗵 Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchog, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Wichita, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave it closed, buddy, and
Hey, you a funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's more a doctor, but
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
Yo, what's up, people? How's everyone doing tonight? Good? Good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Aidan Kearney. This is my show here. Welcome aboard. If it's your first time here, you can call me a variety of nicknames if you'd like, up to and including 𝗃𝗵𝗵 Kearney. That's my true crime name. You can call me Journalism Jesus. That's my spiritual name. You can call me Uncle Turtleboy if you're an old school turtle rider, or just Turtleboy, Turts, Teebs, Turtle Dove if you'd like. I prefer Dr. Turtleboy, quite frankly, because if Judd Welch is a doctor, then I'm definitely a doctor. You can call me Daddy if you like. For some people, that might be a little bit weird and awkward. For others, that might be fun, flirtatious, playful, even sexy at times. Different kind of daddies you can call me. Media daddy, saint daddy, crowd daddy, theater daddy, drama daddy, formerly drama-free daddy, and of course, fridge daddy, because I will fix your fridge or any appliance in your kitchen I'll fix your couch, TV, all sorts of shit. I'll fix it. But it might get broken and you might want to fix it again. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp or Sunday night. It happens a lot on Sundays. Smash that subscribe button for me. Hook it up. And, we'll have a great time. We'll have fun. So fundraiser daddy too, of course. How can I forget? Fundraiser daddy, First Amendment daddy, all that fun shit. Yeah, got it. So anyway, chat's going fast. Love to see it. If you guys have any questions out there or any comments you want to have me read, you can pay for that honor. And I love you. You'd be supporting the turtle here, supporting the grift, the fridge fund. Click the link at the bottom of the chat, the pin to the bottom. That's called Turtle Chat. When you do that, you can say whatever you want, pay whatever you want, then say whatever you want. And then I will read your message out loud to the class. Or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy, and we can do it that way. Yes, I do fix washing machines. You name it. I fix it all. But jacuzzis, pools, all that shit. I fix it all, But anyway, yeah. All right, cool. And no, the people is your left eye. I don't know what's going on. Is that maybe it's the contact? It is a little red, huh? I think I'm okay. It'll get better in time. I don't know what's going on, but I don't have it. I'm not allergic to anything. Yeah. So yeah, the Mackenzie shit. So what we're going to do with that, by the way, I've decided we're going to finish that up tomorrow. We're going to have Mackenzie Monday, Memorial Day, Mackenzie Monday. We're going to finish up that tomorrow and go over more shit. If you missed it, Mackenzie's mother was on the Randall and the Hoodbooger Talk radio program because they're obsessed with me and they will do anything to be the opposite of Turtleboy. And that is also simp for a murderer, a convicted, undeniable murderer. And they're having her on, and they repeatedly kept calling it first of all, they kept calling him Damien. His name's Davion. All right. And he's at least got the victim's name right. That would be if we were doing this whole thing on camera read and we kept calling him Sean O'Keefe. What? No, his name was John. Okay, let's get it right. And no, it's so you should probably get that right. 𝗄𝗄𝗃 doesn't know the difference between Ohio and Iowa. That was a tough one. And I think most disgusting is they repeatedly referred to it as an accident. Oh, what up with an accident? Blah, blah, blah. Calling it an accident means that Michaela, I keep calling her fucking Michaela. They're both stripper names. Okay. Mackenzie, if you call that an accident, you're saying she's not a murderer. You're saying that it was an accident. That's what you're saying by doing that, right? You're saying that you are siding with the defendant in this case. It was not an accident. Accidents mean that you didn't mean to do it, right? She intentionally drove her car into a wall and tried to kill herself, I think, and the two people in the back seat. That is not an accident. No one's ever done that on accident. That is a deliberate act of murder. And she should be in a box. And there were so many. If I had Mackenzie's mother. See, it's okay to get her name wrong because she doesn't matter. She's the killer. Don't get the victims' names wrong, though. And by the way, I've spoken with Dominic's sister. I hope to have her on sometime this week because victims matter on this channel, not the bad guys. We don't side with the bad guys around here. We side with the good guys. And so I hope to have her on sometime this week. I also hope to have on sometime in the near future, although not tonight, Mr. 𝗺𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗂𝗏. I did briefly speak to him today because that's kind of the topic of the show tonight is the 𝗺𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗂𝗏 tape. And, Lucky's a great guy. Lucky's the nicest guy in the world. This whole thing, this nonsense about me threatening 𝗺𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗂𝗏 is just such nonsense. And again, Hank tried to get him on the stand to admit that he got threatened by me and intimidated by me. And Lucky's like, no, I'm not a pussy. I'm not like these other guys that wants to cry about shit. No, I was just doing my job, just doing my job. That's it. So yeah, we hope to have her on. We hope to have Dominic's sister on. We hope to have 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏 on sometime in the near future. That would be cool. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the not guilty times 3. All right. So we are coming up on that less than a month away. Can you believe that? It's been almost a year, man. It's been almost a year. And I have my own trial slated to begin in almost 6 months. So we have a motion to dismiss coming up on July 20th. We're going to argue the hell out of that. But we are fully prepared to, go forward if necessary. I would love to have Davion's sister on as well. Davion has 2 sisters, I believe. I'd love to have either of them on. One of them especially was in the documentary and spoke at the sentencing. But I just have a lot of questions, man. And I'd love to have them on. And one thing I would have asked, what the hell did they not ask her? There's so many questions. If you have Natalie Shirilla on your show and you're not asking her, like, bro, like, how are you not, like, how are you not? And by the way, Lena also was contacting 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏, and it's like, just leave 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏 alone there, Lena. Relax, okay? But anyway, if you have Natalie Shirilla on there, how are you not asking them, like, do you feel at all responsible for this because you didn't, like, parent at all? Do you feel at all, responsible for this? Like, your husband is giving her foot rubs constantly and warm milk, because we got to go over all the text messages with her dad that are coming up. There was one point where I'm like, how are they not asking this question right now? I forget what it was. There's so many good questions they could have asked her, and they just didn't, because JFK thinks he's he thinks he's like a psychologist now. Randall does. So Randall's up there, and I did him the favor of gracing him. I appeared in his chat briefly, which I'm sure they're going to fucking jerk off to for the next week and a half, or like month and a half, probably. Somebody famous actually showed up in their chat and, made an appearance. So that was good. He had that, but, I don't know. Like, I think it was disrespectful to have her on. He thinks he's like a shrink now. He's like, yo. But we got this case, like Eddie O'Brien. Yo, check this out. And he was a juvenile, but like, is the juvenile mind really because in Massachusetts, you're juvenile, so the brain doesn't function right. And like, what's up with that? And you could tell the mother just didn't understand the questioning. Like, the mother doesn't want to hear about, like, oh, she did this because she's a juvenile and her brain's broken. The mother thinks she's not guilty. The mother says she's innocent. Like, JFK's whole thing, Randall's whole thing was that, she did it intentionally, but is she fucked up because she's a juvenile? And the mother was just like, no, she's innocent. Actually, the whole thing's innocent, and we're going to prove it. And it's just absolute insanity. And 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏 on there, like, some of these questions that they were saying, they're like, yo, and they kept saying, yo, give our best to Mackenzie. God bless her. She'll be in our thoughts. What? She'll be in your, I hope she rots. She's horrible. She killed 2 innocent people. She has zero remorse for it. Zero remorse for killing 2 people. Like, that would be like, oh, I'm thinking about Jennifer McCabe. Oh yeah, she's a great person. I'm thinking about her. Just insanity. So we'll get to that. Also this week, I'm going to West Virginia on Thursday, flying out. I think I might do Sex Cult Wednesday then, because I'm going to be on a plane Thursday night. We're going to West Virginia. We're going to do Timcast Friday. I'll be there. All right. And it's going to be fun. So check that out. Timcast on Friday. Yeah. Looking forward to it, man. All right. Yeah, he gave his condolences. That's right. He gave his condolences. I saw that. He gave his condolences to Natalie for Dom. I mean, send Dom our condolences. What? They don't want to talk to her. They don't talk to her. This is what I would have said. Like, the mother was like, I hope that someday we get to talk to them. I hope that someday we get to, I'd like to talk to them. Bitch, they don't want to talk to you. Fuck they want to talk to you for? What I would have said if I was Randall, which I wouldn't be, because I'm not a loser. But if I was Randall, I would have said, you know that like they don't want to talk to you if you're out here saying she's innocent. They're not interested in a dialogue with you if you're here being like, she's innocent. What is there to talk about? Maybe if she was like, okay, my daughter did this intentionally, obviously. We're not going to, she needs to pay the price for this. We still love her, but we also love Dom. And we're so sorry that this happened. And, you know, I mean, that's what I feel like if my parent, if I killed somebody, I don't think and I did it, like undeniably, I did it. I don't think my parents would be like, he's innocent. They would be like, yeah, he did it. And we're so sorry about the pain that he caused you. We still love him, but he did it, you know, but they're out like that. That's what I would say if I was Randall. I would just be like, so what do you, this is the question I would ask him. So you guys want to get Mackenzie out, right? Okay. So the appeals aren't going to work. She's not going to win any appeals. So you want her out of jail before she dies, right? Because the judge specifically said, I'm going to give you 15 to life, but I bet you it's going to be life. I bet you it's going to be life. The way she's like, I could just tell. She's like, she gave her the lesser sentence, 15 to life instead of 30 to life, because she knew. She's like, you're going to be in there for life. And what made him so confident of that? Well, she knows that she's never going to admit it. You can't get out on parole if you're not sorry. Haven't you ever seen Shawshank? Morgan Freeman admits he did it. And he goes in front of the parole board and they still deny him parole every time, right? Until the last time when he uses reverse psychology, he's like, you motherfuckers aren't going to let me out anyway, so go fuck yourselves. And then they let him out. And then he doesn't know what to do when he's out, but that's a different story. Oh no, he goes to Mexico and they live happily ever after, and he becomes gay with Tim Robbins. It's awesome. Anyway, so like that's what I would ask her if I was Randall. I would say, okay, knowing that she can't get out unless she admits doing this, is she ever going to admit doing it? Or is she prepared to die in jail knowing that she can't get out unless she says she did it and apologizes? What do you think? Well, like, that's the question. I mean, that's the question. Like, do they understand that she's not getting out unless she admits it? She's got to admit it. If you don't admit it, then you can't get out, period. Parole is for people who are remorseful and want to make their lives better. And number one, remorseful. Like, you have to be remorseful or you are not getting out, period. Even then, some people were like, oh, as long as she has good behavior in jail, that doesn't matter. That's not if you're not remorseful, if you don't go in front of the parole board and say, I was really immature at the time, I shouldn't have done it, I feel horrible, I live with this for the rest of my life, what I did. I think if I had a second chance at life, I could do some good things and start my own, my own YouTube channel or something, and, counsel youth about how to not be a shitbag, something like that. I don't know. You could do that, but anyway, yeah, I mean, that is insane, Valerie. 100 miles an hour, no braking, no brakes. Like, that's suicide shit. Like, you'll never convince me it wasn't a suicide. Some people say that, like, well, she turned the wheel at the last second to kill him. Bullshit. No fucking way. Would you do that? Do you think you could survive that if you were like driving 100 miles an hour into a wall and the last second you turn it to the left to make sure the passenger side gets hit hard, but you don't? Would you do that? No, you wouldn't do that because you think you would die. Like, you would never expect to live that. So, thanks for asking about the arm. I got the shot today. I got the steroid shot today. So hopefully it's going away. It's been 6 weeks of this shit. It just needs to go away. We'll see what happens. But we got a lot to talk about tonight on top of the lucky interview. So we're going to do Mackenzie Monday tomorrow. Mackenzie Madness Monday. A special tomorrow. And then probably tomorrow night. And then on Tuesday, we'll do the regular show. And I hope to have I'm going to try to get Dom's sister on that night. And then we'll see about that. Nothing scheduled certainly yet. And then Wednesday we might have sex cult. We'll see. But yeah. So any other announcements? Probably. I'll think it's more. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about because it's like people are crazy these days. Like, so our old friend, very old friend, Natalie Gallagher, has is like appearing on that homeless woman's page, the stripper there. Is it Elisa? Is that how you say it? The twisted evictions. The person that talks about me like every episode on her entire show. Apparently, Natalie went on her show. I just saw the screenshot. I can't watch that individual because it's too painful. But you know, you hear about it and you're like, oh my God. So Natalie is officially going on shows with people who say that Karen Reed should be in jail for the rest of her life. So that's where we're at with that. And so that's good. So she's supporting people like that, but you know, keep showing up. But she has a slogan. Yeah. So there's that. And then BLT and Cryford are apparently shitting on David Yannetti. And there's the turtle chest there. It's pinned to the bottom, guys. What are you talking about? They are now shitting on David Yannetti, calling him a liar because they have their Turtleboy derangement syndrome has forced them to turn on everyone who came on my fundraiser. So basically they're aligning with Karen's enemies. They're calling Karen's lawyers liars. And they want us to believe that they give a fuck about Karen Reed. Are you kidding me? They're aligning themselves with the person who gave out all of Karen Reed's signal messages by releasing my phone extraction. Right? Like what else who released a recording of Karen Reed that nobody ever would have known existed. But they think I'm the bad guy because I pressed a button within the privacy of my own home. That's what I did. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, that's what they're accusing me of. I pressed a fucking button. That's it. I pressed a fucking button during a phone conversation. That's it. And then, oh my God, the ultimate betrayal. He pressed the fucking button. Jesus Christ, stop the fight. Anyway, so they all suck. But all right, so let's read some turtle chats if we have any. Today's the 24th. Yes, it is. All right. So we'll start with Laura sends $10, goes, I'm going to say this on behalf of Karen because she is too professional. Say it. Fuck you, Cryford and BLT. You want to start with that? Let's go a little petty. Let's get a little petty. Let's pull this up here. All right. All right. LTL. I think he was on there last time, right? Yeah. What the? I go to his page and I'm like, this is what I see. She said, what? Oh, she said Bukkake. Why'd she say that, BLT? Let me see this guy. Oh, he's back to the toupee.
Karen Reed led into court in handcuffs. She pleaded not guilty to second-degree.
Thank you.
Amen. Welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday afternoon here, or Saturday evening here on the LTL Media Show. I want to thank everybody for coming in and hanging out. I get it. It's Memorial Day weekend. Everybody's out having fun. I'm going to tell you, around here, the weather's not too great. And I think that we're in for some rain and tomorrow and Monday. Ooh. So, hey, weather what report. Better to do? We'll hang out online for a little while here. And after this show, I'm going to redirect you guys directly over to Young Jerks. Joining Mike from the Young Jerks this evening. We're going to be going over the Lucky Loughran and Steve Scanlon interviews. So can't wait to do
the Lucky Loughran and Steve Scanlon. What do both of those involve? Oh, right. Me. I was the one that interviewed both of them. It's like these guys can't stop. They can't stop. So apparently, but first he wants to talk about Julie Albert saying Bukkake, which who named him Bukkake? Oh, yeah, I did.
My whole life, 48 years.
Yes.
Where did you live
Yes,
just prior
Mary.
to living on vacation?
I lived at 7 Meadows Avenue in Canton.
And how long a period of time did you live at 7 Meadows?
15 plus 20 years, about 20 years.
And
John's house was at the top of the street, and
who was Jennifer McCabe?
she's one of my, maybe in like 2021, like, you know, pulling in and out.
What was it you were critiquing this recently?
You really just sat there and listened to 𝗄𝗲𝗵𝗺𝗺's testimony? That's really a show? That's crazy. I want to pull up, let me pull this up. Let's see. Crawford's going to take it down. Watch it. He'll definitely take it down. He always takes it down. Young jerks. Okay. Oh, members only? I'm not watching that gay shit. Okay. Who the fuck would ever join? I'm not paying a dime for that shit. All right. I got a copy of it over here. Let me pull it up. I got it on the Twitter. 𝗄𝗲𝗄𝗃's got it. Let me play this part.
Their client.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibility in a murder trial is to defend their client.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that includes, I don't know, kind of shading things or being a little loose with things. And also, let's not forget that some of the things that Yuriy has said in public. Do I need to go on? Do I need to spell it out for people?
Yeah, spell it out.
I mean, if you want to bring that up, Deanna.
Bring what up?
Lawyers aren't always honest. Let's just put it that way.
Somebody says, okay, so somebody goes, people are second guessing Yuriy now. No bueno. Exactly. So now we're calling Yuriy a liar. So how exactly are they any different from 𝗃𝗄𝗄 at this point? How are they any different from 𝗃𝗄𝗄? Can anyone explain that to me?
Sometimes it's to protect their clients. Do you want to say?
And I say, Nan says in the chat here, whomever is the blogger asking these questions of this individual is a little flat. I don't really think there is a lot of journalistic talent there. Maybe another profession would suit him better. Says the bitch who only heard about this story from me, who was licking my taint the first time I met her and fangirled me and asked to take a picture and sent me a picture of her and blah, 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 blah. Oh, she's also saying, apparently, she's also spreading some nasty rumors about that night and just lying. For one, she claims that she has a video of that night that only she can authenticate if we want to put it into evidence. So that's not how it works, Daniel. So she did take a video that night of the window intimidation of me and the T-Rex arms with me and the glare. And in that video, you hear the same exact audio that the other one picks up, the same exact thing. And that video helps, obviously, because it's like it has the same exact audio as the other one. And it shows that 𝗃𝗏𝗄𝗏 lies to the grand jury about what it says. 𝗃𝗏𝗏 lies to when I was indicted, he had to lie about what I said. So he blatantly lies about what I said. Blatantly lies. Just doesn't give a fuck. Just lies. And Nan's video proves that, but so does the other video, which we already have too. So we could. Nan seems to think I have to authenticate it. Bitch, no, you don't. You don't have to authenticate shit. You sent it to me. I already got it. It's already been authenticated. I got it, bitch. The video's out there. We don't have to authenticate anything. So, and you're on video recording me. So it's clearly yours from that perspective. It's yours. And other people are like, oh my God, the video hurts him. That's why he hasn't come out yet. No, the video shows the same thing as the other ones. She also spread a pretty horrible lie, a rumor that she's like, and when Meredith went to the bathroom, Aidan was cozying up with another woman who was with us, and they were trying to hook up and this and that. Okay, so the other woman is my friend, Lauren. All right. So let me get this straight, Daniel. Let me get this straight. You want us to believe, you want the world to believe that my girlfriend at the time goes to the bathroom, and then I take that opportunity to be like, oh yeah, let's make out. Let me hook up with this other girl in front of Nan, who I met for the first time that night. And I just kind of assumed Nan's going to be cool with this. And no, Nan, don't say shit. Don't be saying shit. Come on. Stop it. I mean, they just want to be relevant. They're fucking losers. I mean, I don't know what they did all weekend. Probably just sat on Twitter. I had a nice Memorial Day weekend. I spent time. Obviously, I didn't do the show last night. You know why I didn't do the show last night? Because I have a social life. Sometimes I like to go out on a Saturday night. Went out in Worcester, actually. Went out with a good friend of mine. And, we had a good time. And went to this bar called, I used to love back in my 20s, Breen's Cafe, the bomb. Love Breen's Cafe. Had a great time there. And, came home. Fridge was broken. It's not broken anymore. So there we go. That's what I did on my night. And they think about themselves apparently. And then, today I had a lovely afternoon. Family came over, got to see the house for the first time. A lot of them got Chinese food. It was my niece's birthday. Got her a present. Had a nice little day. I don't pay attention. I have a life unlike these people. These people have no life whatsoever. And they just sit there all day and they talk about me and everyone in my orbit. And they think it's just like they want attention so bad. And they can get it from people like Will can give him attention. He can do his petty streams. Dang it, this is about it for me. That's about it. Like they make up outrageous shit, outrageous lies, because they want you to respond. They want you to be like, no, that's not true. They know it's not true. But they just want a response from you. They want to keep this back and forth going. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yeah, there's a meal of food. There's a meal of food involved, and the fridge is all better. So we're good. Anyway, that's what I do. This is what they do. So, so these losers are over here shitting on David Yannetti. This is great. Here we go.
Anything else about it, Brian? Or you just want to let this go? Move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Me and you.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Say it. How come you won't say it?
So, some people put saint status on these attorneys, which is.
What does that mean?
Attorneys is, they're always in the best interest of the client.
That's it. It's your job. 100%. You can't. How do I say this? You can't canonize them. You can't make them gods because of that. You can't also villainize them either. I feel like there's people on both sides. Some people will villainize Yannetti because they're like, this one thing he said wasn't true on the anti side.
Alan Jackson.
And then the other people on Free Karen Reed will be like, anything Yannetti says is true because it's David Yannetti. It's like,
right.
I'm in the middle between a lot of the craziness. I got to say, from the anti Karen Reed.
Oh, you're in the middle.
Like sometimes.
He's reverting back to him. This is Crawford when I was in jail. Fence sitter, pussy. Like going back and forth, pussy. And I hope Karen Reed's watching this. I hope she was like, this is and by the way, there's a reason that Karen Reed refuses to be seen with these people ever again. She knows it's a disaster. Crawford so there was the DJ fundraiser and Karen came on there and came on there with Nick and they talked about how they couldn't say thank you and blah 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 blah. She was thankful, but she couldn't say thank you. That shit. So that was in December. And she raised like 20 grand that night, which was great. And then they had a little less than me, but who's counting? Okay. And then they had another fundraiser. I don't know, forget when it was. It might have been on DJ's channel like a month later. And that was the infamous James Jackson night when James Jackson was like, Mr. Reed, what's up with that chain? And Mr. Reed was like, pretended he had internet problems and then just never came back. Karen briefly came on camera for a second there and just got the fuck out. And we've never seen the Reed family since. They've disappeared. They don't talk to any of these losers anymore because they realize like it ain't like the old days. It ain't like the old days. Like it's not nearly as fun when Turtleboy's not around. Okay. When it's like when Crawford ain't it. Like she's just like, what? She must have been like, what the fuck did you hitch my wagon to, Nick Rocco? What did you do? And Nick Rocco's looking at her like, bitch, I'm a 29-year-old hairdresser with the flat brimmed hat. What the fuck did you think was going to happen if you align yourself with me? Like, what'd you think? You know? And then Bill Reed says, fuck you, the famous one. Bill Reed, we'll never forget that. And so this is the same guy who, when I was in jail, told everybody, be nice to the McAlberts. And you can't, you know, she's like, as far as Lindsay goes, you can't talk about her. Can't talk about her. And also because you scared of 𝗺ście. And then he said, what else did he say? The big things. Oh, that Karen Reed might be guilty. That was what he said. Karen, and he's reverting back to that now. He's like, I see both sides. I don't see both sides. I don't. I see right and wrong. We're right. They're wrong. David Yannetti didn't lie about shit. So what is there to talk about?
I just need to realize sometimes the truth is in the middle. And it's not all or none on one thing. Like David Yannetti's a fucking human being. And what's his goal? To protect his client.
What's that supposed to mean?
To come up with a defense.
Yeah, I mean, AJ got a lot of shit during both trials too. You know, you heard a lot from the other side criticizing him.
Both sides. Like one side, they make them out to be gods, and the other side makes them out to be the worst people ever. It's like they're fucking attorneys. They're doing a job. No, they have gifts. But here it is. Karen says this is what Yannetti said.
Yannetti said on Aidan's fundraiser last Sunday, this is what Steve Scanlon told him on the phone. Exactly. And maybe we'll listen to the Scanlon recording.
Saying it on a fundraiser isn't saying it in a court of law. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yannetti said other things that didn't, ring true, right? Like they weren't talking to Aidan, right? They were. I mean, so there you go. I mean, if you want me to spell it out for you.
So they were talking. So he's saying there that, he lied about talking to me. He lied about talking to me. So he's a liar. Who cares? Like, these are literal talking. These are talking points from 𝗺ście panties. That's whose talking points they've all adopted. Who cares? Go pick up dog shit. Like, that's your job. Follow around a four-legged mammal as it defecates and then clean up after it. That's your job, bitch. Pick up shit. Because that's what you are. You're a shit picker-upper, Mike. That's all you're ever going to be. That is going to be your contribution when you finally retire, whatever that means. They're like, so what'd you do with your whole life? Well, I saved a lot of people from stepping in dog shit. That's my entire thing. I picked up the shit all the time. Picked up so much shit. Gallon. I could pick up so much dog shit, it would fill up like an entire fucking basement or something like that. That's what I do. I pick up shit.
Like sometimes, all right, let's just play more. I don't really want to talk about that anymore.
That's the way I roll. Yeah. It is what it is.
Do you have any idea what time they put the body out there?
What?
Do you have any idea what time they put the body out there?
There you go.
I don't even know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
The Albert and Higgins. Do you know what time they staged his body out there? Do you have any idea what time they put the body out there?
There you go.
What? There you go. What?
I don't even know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
The Albert and Higgins. Do you know what time they staged his body out there? Do you have any idea?
I don't even know if that happened. I don't know anything like this.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. I thought that was the tip that they investigated.
I had no idea. I didn't even know the other guy. I don't even know. No. No, if someone's giving you a little, I don't know, your information's now going off track a little bit. Okay. What I told you was accurate. Believe me. I don't know.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
All right, man. No, you're very welcome.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. You got do me a favor.
Yep.
Keep up the fucking great work.
All right.
Thanks.
You got it, brother. Bye.
All right, here he goes.
Saw you laughing. Keep it together.
I just can't.
Fucking Norfolk DA's office. Data dump number 4. Here it is.
I think that's why they dumped that one. They were like, we're going to get the Turtleboy. If they knew someone was going to have a laugh about it.
Could it be a signal? I don't know.
What?
Oh, man, this is fucking funny. This is fucking funny. That was funny,
sometimes.
actually. Oh, I know. I mean, you just have to laugh. That's where I've come to. I just, like, George Carlin. Remember George Carlin was talking about how humanity.
Like Mad Magazine.
Yeah, just like, it's all, it's just like, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
this is a funny one.
You guys are killing it, man. You guys are fucking killing it. Nobody's watching your show, but okay. Anyway, so there's them. And I'll play the whole Scanlon thing tonight. We'll play the Scanlon one and the Lucky one tonight. That's what we'll play. All right, next. We have, where'd it go? There it is. Megan sends $25, goes, Dr. Daddy, longtime turtle rider, pre-Mike Janetti days. Nice. Love your work, and so does my bestie, Carrie W. Could you wish her a happy belated birthday? Happy birthday, Carrie W. Belated birthday. And pause for a moment and smile so I can screenshot this and memorialize it on her office wall. Happy birthday, Carrie. I love you. Okay, I'm going to pause because I've never had this happen before. Someone's paying me $25 to pause for a moment and smile. Okay. There you go. That's it. That's my smile. Thank you. All right, next. Happy birthday. The Albert Family Rock sends $10, goes, are you covering the case of the Mass Attorney General's brother and why it took them so long to bring charges? Also, what education did you need for your previous life as a teacher? I'll try, but I'm kind of busy this week, but wasn't planning on it. But, Melanie will for sure. You just got to get a bachelor's degree. You got to pass the MTEL test in your subject matter and get certified as a teacher. And then you get your master's. Then you'll be good. You're good. So, all right, next. Marissa sends $5, goes, hey, Daddy, I'm in West Virginia. Can you come fix my fridge while you're here? I'll show you a great time, a nasty time. Well, that's a little bit. I'm probably not going to fix any fridges in West Virginia. I appreciate the offer. But just it's a business trip. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm barely in West Virginia too. It's just the tip, literally just the tip. I'll show you what part of West Virginia I'm in. I don't know if this counts as like real West Virginia. All right, so check this out. You guys in your fridges. I'm trying to be respectful here. Okay. All right, so this is all right. So see how it's like a weird shape? There's all these like points. So I'm over here. I guess I'm in like the finger. So I'm gonna get fingered in West Virginia. So I fly into DC and then we jump, they pick us up and they bring us somewhere over here on like Harper's Ferry, right near there. Okay. And somewhere around there. So it's somewhere around here. So this is like barely West Virginia, like barely West Virginia. I feel like real West Virginia is like over here, mountains and shit and poor people. I think this is like Maryland, West Virginia, like flatter. I don't fucking know, but we'll be over there. Anyway, it's going to be interesting. So, all right. It is a weird fucking shape, huh? Look at this. Look at that shape. Who comes up with this shit? I think it's just a bunch of rivers, to be honest. I assume it's just rivers that are forming the boundaries, I'm guessing. But, who came up with this? Has to be a river, right? Yeah, it's a river. There we go. Okay. What a fucked up way to live. All right. Anyway, that's that. Next. We got Kristen sends $10, goes, listen, Turtle, I sent you a message about a great interview that was done. Where'd it go? A great interview that was done with one of the girlfriends of Mackenzie in prison. So much information. I sent a link on Twitter. Yeah, I got it. Great content in the video, by the way. He said washers and dryers too. Free Turtleboy. Yes. Any appliance will do, really. And I did see that. Thank you for sending that. I did see all these women who were in prison with Mackenzie all kind of want their 15 minutes of fame too. Because they're like, oh, and it's just, I get it. I'm not that interested in the other people in prison telling stories because a lot of people in jail are just liars in general. I don't trust them. And I think a lot of them are just clout chasing off of this whole thing. I don't know. I don't trust them, to be perfectly honest with you, because you're in jail with Mackenzie, we'll see. All right, next. Let's see. Joy sends $10 and says, Dumb and Dumber are shitting on Yannetti now, but they'll be desperately trying to lick his asshole and grift off Nick O'Malley. Pathetic. Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Absolutely. So, yes, that's another case. That's a case I definitely want to get into and follow more. So, stay tuned. Okay. Let me read any cash apps we got here. All right, Laura sends $10, goes, what's your go-to order at Chili's? Okay, chips and salsa, obviously. Got it. It's the best chips and salsa in the world. And then they have a really good buffalo chicken sandwich there. Their burgers are excellent, and they make good chicken bacon ranch quesadillas. I usually like switch it up every time. And so, yeah, that's my Chili's go-to order. Thank you. Rich sends $5 and goes, my mom has saggy udders and a big bush. Love, Blaze. Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it. That's rude. That's rude. Dude, have you guys seen Nan's ex? Can we talk about that for a second? Does anyone have the picture of Nan with her new man, Steve, gay Steve, who challenged me to like meet up man to man? And I'm like, okay, cool. I definitely like to meet up with you. Please tell me where and when, sir. And then he just deactivated Twitter. But can someone send me a pic? I looked for it in my phone and I couldn't find it. Let me see if I got it there. If you guys could send it to me on either Facebook or Twitter DM, you know which picture I'm talking about of Nan's new boyfriend, the cock, and the one that went on the Spaces and she pretended she didn't know him. Remember that one? If anyone has a picture of them, that would be great. Send it over. Hold on. Because I'm looking at Nan's ex-husband and I'm like, what? No way. And I'm telling you, Nan is one of the few people I've ever seen in life who is better looking fat, like much better looking fat. See if I got this. See if it's in my inbox yet. Did someone send it yet? Come on. Send it to my inbox. I'm going to check my Twitter inbox. Send it to my Twitter inbox if you guys got it. Yeah, so check this out. This is Nan's ex. Good. All right. Look at this guy. He's not about, he's not, I feel so bad for this guy. So he's like not, he looks 10 years younger than her. I'm a straight man, so it's different, like me saying about another guy, but I think he's like attractive, right? He's like not unattractive, I don't think. And there's Fat Nan. It just doesn't look like a match, you know? Like she shot way out of her league and somehow nabbed him. Like she got him, you know? Like, so this is Nan's husband. We say ex, but it's her husband. She's married to him still. So Nan doesn't have a boyfriend. Nan has a mistress by the name of Gay Steve. And there they are with their dog. Remember, Nan was going to abandon them all and move to Norfolk County for Twitter clout. Like that's what her plan was. And here's Fat Nan. I mean, she looked better when she was fat. Don't you guys think? She looks jolly there, doesn't she? She looks jolly. She looks normal. Like she looks normal there. Now it's like ever since now we got Ozempic Nan. So it's like the skin. She still has the skin of a fat person, but the skin like it's still there, but the body is shrunk. And so it just looks like, I don't know. It just looks like somebody who's wearing their parents' clothing. Like that's what she looks like, except it's her skin, not clothing. Like that's what her skin looks like. It looks like a little kid, like a little boy trying on his dad's pants. That's what her skin looks like, you know? And then, yeah. I mean, look at that. He's way too good for Nan. This poor guy, the shit he's probably seen. This Scott Peterson looking mofo. Look at him. That's mean. Okay, but no, but So I don't know if anyone has. Let's check my Twitter inbox. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yep, we got it. I think some people are sending it. Got it. So like, I just want to remember that. Like, look at this. Hold on. I just want to compare and contrast this. Okay. How can I download this? Why is it doing that? Save image as. Download. Okay. We need to just compare and contrast real quick. All right, so she went from this. All right, she went from this to this. What is the point? I mean, where does she look better? She looks better here. She looks happier here. You know, she might have a few more pounds, but she looks authentic. She looks happy with her life. She has a nice, handsome husband. They're golfing. And then Nan loses all that weight. And this happens. This is her new life. That's her new life. Again, what is the point of not being fat, of like losing all that weight and then going from this to this, this to this? This guy makes Jason Broyles look straight. Look at this guy. What is the, oh my God. How did that happen? Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, not good. Not good. Not good. Okay. Timu Jason Broyles. Not good. All right. So there's that. Do we have any other cash apps here? Yeah. That was from Rich. All right. I'll just hit the turtle chat one more time. Yeah, we got the other Mary B sends $5, says Cryford has a Nangina. BLT and Naniel share a merkin. What's a merkin? Okay, whatever it is, it's bad. Thank you. All right, next. Jen sends $25, goes, God, get these goddamn charges dropped. You still need to ask questions. Johnny still needs justice. Keep going, Turtleboy, all the love. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I'd love to be out there asking these people questions, but I mean, Johnny does need justice. Someone's got to ask him questions. Someone needs to get to the bottom of this. These people should not be able to get away with this. So yeah, there's that. All right, cool. I know. I miss being able to go to Canton and ask people questions like, you know, like the First Amendment allows us to do. Now, if I did that, a million people would be like, oh my God, send him back to jail. I'm calling Tully right now. Okay. All right. All right. Anyway, back to, let's watch some shit here. Okay. What? All right. So let me pull up. He's got the Steve Scanlon call. Apparently he did a FOIA on this and he thinks it's like some news. Like, bro, the antis have had the Steve Scanlon call for a long time. So this is me on a recorded phone call with Steve Scanlon. I'm not admitting to shit. They tried to grand jury me for this. If you guys read one of our mega motion to dismiss, Steve Scanlon is called in front of the grand jury and asked if he knew that I was recording him. And they tried to indict me for wiretapping with him. He was called before all the McAlberts. And then, so they have the entire first day, November 28th, 2023 of the grand jury. They just asked Steve Scanlon's the only witness. And they just ask him all about this phone call. Now, where this phone call happened in June of 2023, and I accidentally published it on my YouTube page in September of 2023. And 𝗵𝗄𝗆, like I made it public for like 5 minutes accidentally. Oops. And then 𝗵𝗄𝗆 gets a hold of it and immediately snitches and sends it to 𝗃𝗏 and is like, like, oh, look what Turtleboy did. Indict him. And of course, 𝗃𝗏's like, yes, ma'am. You're our boss, 𝗵𝗄𝗆. There's that. Oh, and let me just, I always forget to read the members. So glad you're reporting on this. Well, thank you, Erica. Reporting on what? I don't even know. But glad to help. Best synopsis of Shawshank ever. Had me rolling. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. Member for 3 months. Let's see. Yuriy says, I didn't realize that these were the haters, until last night. I was just trying to watch Lucky's interview. I made a comment and got called a complainer. Yeah, exactly. We got Cupcakes for Justice, gifted memberships out here. Thank you very much, Cupcakes. And we got Johnny, 4 months green. Remember, for 4 months. It's great to see. Love to see it. Also, one more thing before I forget. We're supposed to talk about this. And I'll be posting this on the 𝗃𝗏𝗺 and Facebook. But a couple reminders here that so this is the official poster here for the August 15th Freedom for Turtleboy bike ride. Supporting Aidan Kearney's Legal Defense Fund to ride for Turtleboy. Stand up, speak out, ride free. They can't silence us all. Live music by Wise Guys. Get ready to rock. Fighting for justice, defending free speech. $25 for a rider, $15 per passenger, 10 to walk in. It starts at the Marlboro Moose Lodge on Fitchburg Street in Marlboro. Registration starts at 11. Kickstands up at 12 on Saturday, August 15th, hosted by the crew. You can call Linda for more information on that. But and also on August 3rd, we got the Turtleboy the Turtle Rider Cup, the second annual Turtle Rider Cup coming up. You can join by go to the top of my Twitter account. It's pinned to the top. $175 for yourself, or $150 if you go with the foursome. And you got with that 18 holes of golf, a card, food, a t-shirt, and a great time. All right, so it'll be fun, and hope to see a lot of you guys there. It's at Paxton, the Kettlebrook Country Club in Paxton on August 3rd at 10 a.m. So hopefully we'll get to meet a lot of you guys there. It's going to be dope. So a lot of good fundraising opportunities coming up in the future. We're still rolling off the high of last week's mega fundraiser, which was just so dope, so fun, so great. And also shout out to the Modders last night, who did an awesome fundraiser that raised over $30,000 for Aaron Spencer's Legal Defense Fund. Aaron Spencer is the guy that killed the pedophile that was, I don't know the whole story as well as them. Diddlin, I believe Diddlin and his daughter. And so and then got elected sheriff after that. So good luck convicting him. Good luck convicting him. All right. Yeah. Okay. I forgot anything. All right. Let's go listen to this now. So I'll start with the Scanlon interview. So this is a phone call between me and him that someone recorded. I don't know who. And let's see. Again, this was out for a long time. And BLT.
From when I worked with him, and that was 20-something years ago.
So
I have, put it this way. I know Brian Albert from when I worked with him, and that was 20-something years ago.
in the Boston Police Department?
I worked with him, yeah, just for a couple of years.
Okay. Are you still friends with him?
You know what? Since this whole thing took place, I'll be honest with you, if I saw him prior to this whole thing, I see him maybe once every, I don't know, 5 years. Okay. If I was at a road race or something like that, I'd run into him. It wasn't like we called each other or anything like that. But then, prior to this, I haven't talked to him when this whole thing started. No.
Okay.
Because I'll be honest with you. I'm an honest person. This thing stinks.
Okay.
What, the Karen Reed thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in my own view, listen, in my own view,
so he called David Yannetti up because, quote, this whole thing stinks. But he called him up the day of Karen Reed's arraignment. Why did he think, and he knows Brian Albert too, what stunk about it? What got him to use a fake name to call up David Yannetti? He said he was Mike Lynch and tell him, hey, this whole thing stinks. What caused that?
Actually, when this whole thing took place, no one saw an autopsy photo. No one saw anything.
Well, time out. She Likes Texas 12 just gifted 50 goddamn memberships. Amazing. That is amazing. Thank you so much. Okay. So thank you. That was awesome. I appreciate that very much. If you're one of the winners, congratulations. Don't forget to renew. So anyway, back to the Scanlon thing. Thank you.
You read about it.
Yeah.
I mean, in my own view, listen, in my own view, when this whole thing took place, no one saw an autopsy photo. No one saw anything. You read about it. Oh, he had a scrape on his arm, a bump in his head, or whatever. Then when you did it, you opened everyone's eyes because I was like, this is fucking bullshit. This dude got beat up.
Right.
It appeared I got beat up. And that's all. I mean, I've been just following you, and then when you're out and about, everybody in the world's talking about it, and everybody has the same point of view you have.
Oh, I know.
It is.
But people that are close to you have told me, and that's how I got your name, that you've known this was a beating for quite some time, and that you might have contacted the defense about it. Is that true?
That's correct. What I did was, here's what I did. When this whole thing took place, I said, this thing stinks. I don't give a fuck who's involved.
Yeah.
Okay? An innocent person should not be blamed for something if they didn't do it.
Right.
And that's what I stand for.
Right.
So
now,
I reached out to Karen Reed.
You've spoken to Karen Reed?
No, I have not. I reached out to her on Messenger.
Okay.
This was like a year or so, a long time ago, whenever, I don't know when it was.
Okay.
Reached out to her.
And I told her, I said, look, I'm reading this stuff, I'm looking at it. I didn't, if you need help with this, I'll give you help free of charge.
Free of charge.
I met with the attorneys and then the attorney and the investigator. And when I met with them, I didn't know who they were looking at or what, you know what I mean? I didn't really know the focus of it. I didn't know the people involved, whatever. And when they did, I was like, oh, I have to walk away from this. I'm sorry. It's a conflict. It is what it is.
Wait a minute. So he goes to them with information that he believes that John O'Keefe was beaten up inside Brian Albert's house. And then he backs away because he has a conflict because he knows Brian Albert. How does that make any sense? This guy is evasive. I'm telling you, this guy knows something, man. He's not like, he didn't just randomly show up with David Yannetti on a hunch. And then again, listen to what he just said there.
I wish I could, but I'll give you help free of charge. I met with the attorneys and then the attorney and the investigator. And when I met with them, I didn't know who they were looking at or what, you know what I mean? I didn't really know the focus of it. I didn't know the people.
Did JFK really get a membership? Did Randall really get a membership? Because you guys can see who gets them, right? So he doesn't have to comment, but now you see that he's watching. Holy shit. Somebody else just gave out 50 memberships too. Bro, it's raining memberships around here. We got 100 new members tonight. This is going to be interesting because it kind of reveals who's watching, doesn't it? It reveals who's watching. That's wild. Hold on. Because you can see, right, who gets them all. Oh, that's so funny. So all these people in here trying to be sneaky, watching it. This is a good way to dox them, huh? To get them. Got him. I'm like looking through it now. I'm like, oh, who are we going to get next? Imagine it's somebody. Oh, dude. That is awesome. Another 50 membership. That's crazy. That's crazy. So thank you for the memberships. If you don't forget to renew though. Renew that membership, baby. They're always watching. This is a good way to find out who's watching. A little trick. All right, back to Scanlon here. So he goes, the people, what does he say? He goes, I didn't really know the focus. I didn't know who they were when I met with them.
I didn't know who they were looking at or what, you know what I mean? I didn't really know the focus of it. I didn't know the people involved, whatever. And when they did, I was like, oh, you know, I have to walk away from this. It's a conflict. It is what it is. I wish I could, but I told them if I learned of anything, if I knew anything firsthand, they would know about it.
Okay, what made you decide to go to them? Just it didn't smell right?
Well, I mean, the injuries.
The injuries, right. Had you seen the autopsy photos at the time?
I saw your stuff. I followed you one night. And I'll tell you.
Yeah, but didn't you go like last year sometime before I wrote about this?
Yes. But that was only because they talked about swollen eyes, a cut on his arm. And I'm like, maybe he got hit by a plow or maybe he got beat up because I think they said like he was missing a shirt or whatever it was. It looked like.
Why would cuts on an arm mean he got beat up? That would mean he got bit by a dog.
The fight.
Okay.
And that's whatever it was. It looked to me like it was a fight.
Did they ask you to sign an affidavit or anything?
No. It was just a simple talk.
Okay.
It was just a simple conversation. It was only my opinion. That's all it was.
Okay.
My opinion. They had a different opinion. Not a different opinion. They believe there's something happened.
Oh.
Okay. As far as like a fight.
Okay.
Okay. And that was it. And then I left. That was it. We talked about my background, you know, and how I knew Brian, how I knew other guys that we worked with, things like that. Very simple talk. And that was it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, believe me.
So he was motivated to come forward because the injuries just didn't add up. How do you know so much about the injuries? Bro, is this getting crazy? She Likes Texas gave out another 50. Goddamn. Things are getting fucking, dude, it's getting wild. Dude, it's getting fucking crazy. Holy shit. Thank you so much. 50 more people unmasked. Wow, that's crazy. 151 memberships. We got rid of 151 memberships tonight. That's crazy. That's wild. All right. Anyway, so we've given away 51, then we gave away 50 more. So how about that? All right, next. I'll call you Clarence.
Call you Clarence. If I learn anything firsthand, you're gonna know about it too.
Yeah, I'm just
and I only say that because if it wasn't for you, this fucking story would have never made it.
Right.
It would have been dead.
Can I ask you, how did you know Colin Albert was in the house?
Who?
How did you know Colin Albert was in the house?
Probably through you. I don't even know Colin Albert.
No, but did you tell the attorneys that Colin Albert was in the house when you met with him?
Did I what?
Did you tell the attorneys that, or David Yannetti or whoever, when you didn't mention the name Colin Albert to them?
I didn't even know Colin Albert.
Okay.
They might have said it. They might have told me. We had a good talk, the three of us.
Okay.
And I just went more or less, hey, if you guys need any extra help, I'll help. And then they focused it on Brian. And I said, Brian Albert. I said, no, I can't talk. I think I'm involved in that.
Wait, that makes no sense. So he randomly came to them and he's like, hey, I'd like to help you out. I'd like to solicit you for free. Remember, he says that he wasn't offering to charge anything. He's just going to do this for free because he believes that she was framed. And he has no idea where this happened, but he thinks it happened in the house. But and then he's like, wait a minute. Oh, this was at Brian Albert's house? Oh, shit, I'm out. That makes no sense. I'm telling you. This guy wanted to be involved without being too involved. I'm telling you, this guy is evasive. But he knows what happened. Like his conscience is eating him. I'm telling you. He knows something.
I know. It's just a conflict.
Okay. So you don't have any personal information about any of this that led you to tipping them off?
No. If I knew anything firsthand, and I said this to the defense attorney when I left, if I learned anything firsthand, you're going to know about it.
Hold on. Let me just get out of this. Actually, good idea. I want to see. The trial channel has these too. Hold on. Do they? I thought they did. Hold on. Oh, he's got the Lucky interview, not this one, not the Scanlon one. Okay, anyway, back to the Scanlon one. Hold on.
Tell the attorneys that, or David Yannetti or whoever, when you didn't mention the name Colin Albert to them.
I didn't even know Colin Albert.
Okay. So,
He didn't mention the name Colin Albert. He just said the nephew. This is what, and by the way, it's not just David Yannetti who says this. Paul Makowski says the same thing, who's a private investigator. Both of them will swear under oath that this is what Steve Scanlon said, that he said the nephew and the ATF agent. How would he know ATF agent? How would he know that there was an ATF agent there? How would he know that the nephew was there? How would he know that? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. He also has a daughter that is around the same age as Caitlin Albert and lives one town over.
They might have told me. We had a good talk, the three of us.
okay.
And I just went, more or less, hey, if you guys need any extra help, I'll help. And then they focused it on Brian. And I said, Brian Albert. I said, no, I can't talk. I can't get involved in that. I know, it's just a conflict.
Okay. So you don't have any personal information about any of this that led you to tipping them off?
No, if I knew anything firsthand, and I said this to the defense attorney when I left, if I learned anything firsthand, you're going to know about it.
Okay. And so,
that's the truth, because if I don't want to see an innocent person get framed for something.
I don't want to see an innocent person get framed. How the fuck did you know she was innocent on February 2nd? How were you so sure she was innocent on February 2nd? How could you possibly be so sure? Unless you knew something. I'm telling you, somebody told him. He wasn't there, obviously, but somebody told him something, man. I'm telling you.
If it is what it is, and it stinks. It doesn't look right. It doesn't smell right.
No, it doesn't.
Listen, and that means I'm talking to Joe Citizen walking down the street. If you ask anybody, and they have the same point of view, the same opinion.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, 99% of the people agree that, I mean,
correct.
They're never going to get Jerry to...
And not that night, I watched your show when you guys were last in court, and for that judge to come back and say, we're not doing motions or whatever it was, I'm like, what do you mean? You didn't even hear anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no, totally.
Hey, what was that?
Listen to me and say,
oh, yeah, 99% of the people agree that, I mean,
correct.
they're never going to get Jerry to come.
And not that night, I watched your show when you guys were last in court, and for that judge to come back and say, we're not doing motions or whatever it was, I'm like, what do you mean? You didn't even hear anybody. You know what I mean?
He's talking shit about Auntie Bev. Telling you, this guy knows. He knows Karen Reed's innocent.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, no, totally.
Listen to me. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I'm going to lock your number in, and this is between us. And if I hear anything,
we're supposed to be between us.
If I hear anything that I know is firsthand, you're going to know about it.
Okay.
Okay. And if you did have information, would you speak with the defense about it?
Yes.
Okay. On the record, like.
Oh, he took the video down. This little bitch took the video down. These guys are so petty. Okay, BLT. Like, we want to get, I mean, tell me I'm in your head. Like, the thing is, if BLT was sharing a video of mine on his stream, I wouldn't take it down. You know why? Because I wouldn't know he's doing it. Because I don't watch his show. Nobody watches his show. But everybody watches me. And no one watches them. Bro, don't worry about it, BLT. I got another channel, like an actual good channel. Nobody wants to watch your bullshit anyway. We got over here. Hold on. We're going to go to a real channel. I got it right there. Everybody give the trial files a subscription. Give them a subscribe, will you? So let's see.
And I tell you, I'm going to lock your number in, and this is between us. And if I hear anything that I know is firsthand, you're going to know about it.
This guy.
Okay. And if you did have information, would you speak with the defense about it?
Yes.
Okay. On the record, like with like you sign like an affidavit, or I mean.
I would probably just tell them. I would just tell them. I really don't want to be involved.
Right. Yeah, because like without being, because if you're not going to testify in court, then they can't use it, right?
Yeah, but like if I learned something, I would hope they could find a way around it, to find a way to get that information through another. You know what I mean?
Well, it seems like that's what's happened here, is that you came to them with a tip that they had never heard of before, and then they began investigating that tip based on what you told them, and a lot of it has turned out to be very true.
Yes.
Regarding, because now, especially now we've seen Jen McCabe's cell phone records, that it's so you came to them with a tip before anyone had any idea that this beating had happened, and it led to this investigation, which has turned out to be true.
No, that's not true. That's not true. When I showed up, when I talked to them, they're confused. Davey Netty's
Well, I haven't talked to Davey Netty because I'm not hearing this from him.
No, that's not true. I'll be honest with you. I tell you.
Yeah.
I would. Listen, I got nothing to hide. It is what it is. I don't want to see a poor innocent girl. If you didn't do it, and to me, if someone's backing up and they hit a guy, you're going to have bodily injuries.
Totally.
Don't bruise it. Okay, that's not the case. That's not the case. So other than that, I'll be honest, listen, I can't even.
How did he know there was no bruising? How did he know that? How did he know there was no broken bones? How did he know that? There were other women there that night. There was Mary Kent, Emily Fabiano, Catherine Duty. A lot of girls around the same age as his daughter were there. I'm just saying. People talk.
I'm calling you to tell you. If I learned anything firsthand.
I mean, I got to be honest. My stylist was on point today. That's a handsome gentleman on the right there. I'm a big fan of the tie shirt combination. I like the blue. It just comes out.
And if I knew anything firsthand, you would know, the proper authorities would know, and David, you never know.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that. Okay.
Okay.
And do me a favor. Trust me.
Yep.
Trust me. I mean that. I'm a man of my word, and I don't give a shit who it is. I don't care if it was my brother. If someone did wrong, and you take it on the chin, but you don't blame somebody else if they didn't do it. That's the way I roll. It is what it is.
That's the way you
roll.
roll.
Do you have any idea what time they put the body out there?
The what?
Do you have any idea what time they put the body out there?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, right.
Albert and Higgins. Do you know what time they staged his body out there?
I don't know. All of a sudden, I don't know what you're talking about. All of a sudden.
You have any idea?
I don't even know if that happened. I don't know anything like this.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. I thought that was the tip that they investigated.
Just the tip.
I have no idea. I don't even know. I didn't even know the other guy. I don't even know. No. No, if someone's giving you a little, I don't know, your information's now going off track a little bit. What I told you was accurate. Believe me. I'm going to leave it at that. This is between us.
Yeah, of course.
Listen, if I find anything firsthand, I'm going to lock your number in. You're going to hear about it because I trust that you'll handle it, professionally and get it out to the right people.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
No, you're very welcome.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. You got, hey, do me a favor.
Yep.
Keep up the fucking great work.
All right. Thank you. We'll do.
You got it, brother. Bye.
Keep up the fucking great work. He loves me. He loves me. He didn't like me at the grand jury, but he loved me there. Anyway, so that to me is indicative of a guy who knows some shit and just doesn't want. He's very used car salesman type. He is, isn't he? Like, dude, why did he go to David Yannetti with the information? And all of a sudden, so his story is something didn't smell right. The injuries didn't add up. I think he got beaten up in the house. And then they're like, okay, cool. So you're talking about Brian Albert's house. He's like, what? Brian Albert? He's involved in this? Oh shit. I got a conflict. What? No, that his story makes 0 sense. 0 sense. Now let's go listen to Lucky Loughran's interview because this is even wilder. So this is also on the trial files, I believe. Yes. Let's listen to this.
Office, 45 Sherman Road in Canton. This is Trooper Michael Proctor, along with
Sergeant Yuriy Bukhenik, spelled Yuriy_Bukhenik, with the Norfolk District Attorney's Office.
And this is the interview with
Brian Loughran, Loughran.
Okay. Why don't we start with the night of the 29th and whatever you can recall to the best of your recollection. Will you work and kind of just walk us through what time you were called out and just everything you can recall at this point?
We were called out at 2:30 in the morning. I believe it was roughly 2:30 in the morning. I arrived at the barn at 2:15. I was in my truck. I went down, proceeded to do Cedar Crest to the very end, all the way back out to Devon Street, back down Cedar Crest, left onto Fairview, up to Fairview, back onto Chapman, down to Spring Lane, and then back up Fairview. Repeat it again.
In the barn, what is that? Where is it located?
It's 160 Bolivar Street, Canton, Mass.
Scanlon at the shop?
Yes.
So you got there around 2:15. Did you immediately go out, or did you kind of get the trucks ready? How did that kind of process particularly work?
Most of the trucks had been done before. So once we get there.
So the timeline is important here. The timeline is very important. This is August, I believe, 9th or 10th of 2023. TBDS news can't cover up part 93. I wrote this on vacation, by the way. Before we listen to this interview, let's do a little background. The background's important. So I first started writing. I found out about 𝗺cie 𝗺𝗃. You see the text messages. They've been released with Natalie. They're out there. And Karen was like, tell him to think about who would see a body out there. She's like, we have an eyewitness who drove by and said there's no body there. And I'm like, who's the eyewitness? And she's through Natalie. She's telling me, tell him to think about it. And I'm like, I don't want to do guessing games. Can you just fucking tell me who was there? You've seen the text messages. Like the antis have all put them out there. Like, oh, see, he didn't believe her. It's like, no, I just wish she would just get to the fucking point. I don't like riddles. Just tell me. And so eventually she told me that we have a plow driver from that night who drove by. His name is 𝗺cie 𝗺𝗃. And this is what she told me. She goes, our private investigator spoke with him in February of 2022. And we wanted to speak with him. David Yannetti was like, we knew, he talked about this on the interview with me. He's like, we knew that somebody must have plowed the road and we wanted to find out who. And their official story was nobody plowed the road. And that didn't make any sense to us. And so we wanted to find out. And so our private investigator found out that it was a guy by the name of 𝗺cie 𝗺𝗃. And so Paul 𝗵𝗂𝗪ski interviews him. And he tells Paul 𝗵𝗂𝗪ski, hey, yeah, you know, the whole 𝗺cie story. I drove down the road once at 2:30. There's no body there. I try to come back half an hour later. I can't because there's a Ford Edge parked right there. 3 members of the Albert family own a Ford Edge. And, you know, so this is good stuff, obviously. That's like completely exculpatory to Kearney. To me, I always thought that was the strongest piece of evidence, maybe after the 𝗪𝗃 experts. To me, that's the strongest piece of evidence that his body was put there by the Alberts. Because you got a Ford Edge park right there. There's no body there. And then a Ford Edge appears, and then there's a body. Okay? So that is a really, really, really solid piece of evidence that this was a conspiracy to cover up a murder and that they hadn't put the body out there yet. And that the Ford Edge was being used to either hide, they were going to put the body out there and they were using the Ford Edge to prevent a plow. I mean, it prevented the plow from coming down the street. So that's great. So that's really good data point, a good piece of evidence right there. So anyway, you know, then they wanted 𝗺cie to sign something and they were going to meet with him again. And 𝗺cie ghosted him. Just disappeared. And they believe that the McAlberts got to 𝗺cie and were like, don't talk. And it's like a wall of silence at Canton, like, don't talk. And I heard from people too that 𝗺cie was told, don't talk. Don't cooperate with the defense. And to me, that it's like anybody doing that is part of this cover up, as far as I'm concerned. And so when I found out about this, I'm like, how is so 𝗺cie would not have been able to be called as a witness in the second trial. He would have been as useless as Steve Scanlon, you know? And so I'm like, I was so sick of this shit. I was so sick of the McAlberts scaring all these people. Because the McAlberts clearly scared Scanlon. He's scared shitless of Brian Albert being known to be involved in helping the defense. Like, nobody wanted to help the defense, even though they knew Kearney was framed, because they were scared of the McAlberts. And they say I'm intimidating witnesses. You have these witnesses who are afraid to come forward, who are afraid to talk because they're scared of the McAlberts. because the McAlberts run that town and everyone knows it. And so I reached out to 𝗺cie in June of 2023. And he said, I'm not talking about this. And his wife had died like a few weeks prior or a month or so prior. And so I'm like, okay, I'll give this guy some space. You know, it's cool. And I ranted on my show about it. And I'm like, and Court TV has played that clip, and Hank Brennan got a hold of that clip and questioned 𝗺cie about it. And I said something to the extent of, I'm like, you don't got to be afraid of them. I'm like, but you need to talk, bro. You can't just not talk. Like, if you're going to cover this shit up, go fuck yourself. Like, I was under the impression that 𝗺cie was like covering for the McAlberts. That was the impression that I got from, you know, the fact that he ghosted Yannetti. He gave him all this information and then he refused to it. And mark my words, if I had not spoken with 𝗺cie and made him feel comfortable, I don't think he would have testified at the trial. I don't. And so I wanted to make it clear to 𝗺cie Loughran that they don't matter anymore. They're not as tough as they once were. They used to run the town, but I run the town of Canton now. I'm their daddy now. And they knew that. I could go to Canton and I stood out when I used to stand outside of Chris Albert's pizza shop with the sign. Everyone would drive by and honk and be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Turtleboy. And they'd come down and they join me. And because I just wanted to remind the McAlberts, bitch, I run this town now. Because I did. I was much more popular than any of the fucking Alberts were in that town. Because I exposed their asses. And I like to think that I made 𝗺cie Loughran feel comfortable. And so on August 8th, I called 𝗺cie on the phone. While I'm in Truro, I got our house in Truro, as Jill Daniels like to say. I was in Truro. And I called 𝗺cie, I got his number. It was a couple months later. I'm like, let's see if he wants to talk now. Let's see if he feels more comfortable. Okay. And I published this interview entitled Canton Cover Up, Part 93. Canton plow driver says he never saw John O'Keefe's body on Fairview Road, and he was threatened by DPW not to speak with reporters. Okay. And so 𝗺cie is the brother of Michael Loughran, the town selectman. 𝗺cie, this is my initial message with him in June of 23. I said, hey, Brian, I have a question. Okay, did you plow Fairview Road? I'm willing to keep your name out of this as I don't want you dragged into this. I'm not answering any questions anymore. I'm sorry if that makes things difficult. Okay. And then I see that, you know, 𝗺cie's wife died in April of 23. And I see Chris Albert on there. Okay. And Chris Albert's like offering to help out the family and shit like that. And I'm like, why is he doing this? And then I see down here, Jill Daniels is, you know, she knew, let's see. I love the photo of Jillian Daniels. So this is his widow, I believe. Michelle. Post that. And there's Jill with Mike Loughran there. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I publish my recollection of the interview with 𝗺cie. Okay. So this is not like verbatim. This is the best of my recollection. I took notes as quickly as I could. And I said, I recently contacted 𝗺cie. I go, the Board of Selectmen oversees the Canton DPW, which 𝗺cie Loughran works for. They have the power to fire him, and Chris Albert had every reason to make sure that he remained silent, since speaking out could send his son Colin to jail for the rest of his life. So, yeah. I mean, Chris Albert on the Board of Selectmen, ultimately, he's in charge of the DPW, ultimately. He controls their funding. And if a DPW employee like 𝗺cie Loughran were to start like helping the defense, which is adversarial to Chris Albert because they believe that Colin Albert was involved in the murder of John O'Keefe, that's a conflict, right? And so I told 𝗺cie here, this is my recollection of the interview, of course. I said, I recently contacted 𝗺cie on the phone and spoke with him about what he witnessed that night and the attempts to intimidate him into silence that have taken place since then. This was our conversation. I go, did they say you couldn't speak with police? Nope. They said, as long as police have ordered the testimony, I can speak, but it's got to be attached to a subpoena or a badge. I talked to the FBI once already and the private investigators twice. That was news to me. That was also news to the Karen Reed's defense fund. I'm like, I cannot wait to tell Karen Reed this. I'm like, bro, Lucky talked to the FBI. That's crazy. I'm like, so the FBI found him interesting enough. Like the mere fact that the FBI wanted to speak to Lucky Loughran means they know what's up. They know what's up. They're on to them. They know. I go, did you sign anything with the private investigators? And he goes, there was no affidavit, but they were given the route, how I did the route, when I did the route, and when I go and plow that route. They took me to Fairview, and I showed them what I did from Dedham Street to Cedar Crest to Fairview. Did you tell them that you went by the house, there was no body? Yes. What time did you go by? Somewhere around 2:30. The FBI says they have GPS at 2:30 going by the house. So according to Lucky, the FBI told him that, at least according to my recollection of this. I go, the trucks have GPS in them and they were working? Yes. Because I think they said the trucks GPS were not working. I just know that the trucks all have GPS in them. Okay. When did you last speak to the FBI? About a week after my wife passed away. I'm sorry about your wife, by the way. I appreciate that. I go, did you happen to see any cars parked in front of the house? There was one. I go, was it Brian's Albert's Ford Edge by any chance? No. It was a Ford Edge, but it wasn't Brian's. I go, I wasn't trying to attack you in that blog, but what happened in that house is so messed up. Not only is an innocent person being blamed for this, but John O'Keefe will never get justice as long as this continues. He says, right. I go, you have the power. The fact that you went by there at 2:30 and didn't see a body is game over. Did you ever speak with Michael Proctor? Did he ever interview you? No. And this is the big thing. Okay. Suppose, you know how I know that they don't think there was a body on the lawn there? Because if they thought there was a body on the lawn and they knew that a plow driver went by there, right? He would be a perfect witness for them because he would have seen the body, right? Because they don't have that's a problem for the police. They don't have a single witness who will testify that there was a body on the lawn. Not one. They have all these people driving by and they all have their own reasons for not looking and seeing a body. Peanut butter sandwiches, blobs, Caitlin annoying, Tristan, none of them saw a body. So if they truly believed that Karen Reed hit John O'Keefe with her car at 12:30 and that his body was lying there at 2:30 and a plow went by at 2:30, Lucky Loughran is their guy. Lucky Loughran is the witness. Finally, someone who wasn't distracted with peanut butter sandwiches, someone who's dead sober, someone who can help us put this woman in jail. If they really believed it, if they really believed a body was on the lawn at 2:30, Lucky Loughran would be the most important witness for the prosecution. They knew he plowed that road. They knew it. And they didn't even try to track him down. They made zero attempt to find him. And I knew the whole time this thing was a cover-up ever since April 18th, 2023. It really started hitting me around this time where I was like, oh, wow, they are going to go down there. This is crazy. This was the biggest piece for me. The fact that they didn't want to speak to Lucky Loughran. They had no interest in him whatsoever. Why? Because he was going to tell them the truth. They knew what Lucky was going to say. They knew there was no body on that lawn. The last thing they want is an eyewitness who confirms that. They can't have that. So not speaking to Lucky Loughran was a choice. It was a conscientious choice on their part. That's how I know these people are covering this shit up. But it really gets bad in the interview. So I write about this. And he goes, so the fact that Proctor never spoke with him, it's like, bro, give me a break. When they reached out to you and said not to talk, did they put that in writing? Yes. Do you have the copy of that email? I do not. It was printed out and placed on our break room tables. So Lucky told me that the DPW sent out a memo at the DPW headquarters on Boulevard Street and said, don't talk to the press, which to me is like, what? Why are you trying to cover this up? And remember, I went down there, I interviewed Michael Trotta, I interviewed Billy Walsh. They kind of gave me the runaround, but they confirmed that Lucky did plow the roads that day, which was contrary to Michael Proctor's interview. Michael Trotta is his boss, Lucky Loughran's boss. He runs the DPW, testified in the first trial. Michael Trotta told me on video, and you can check it out. It's on Rumble and on YouTube. Michael Trotta told me that Lucky plowed the road that night. But with Michael Proctor's interview of Michael Trotta tells him Lucky didn't plow the road that night. So Michael Proctor's report lied. He lied about what Michael Trotta said. And I go, and it said, don't speak with Turtleboy. What it said was, if Turtleboy or someone from Turtleboy comes up to us on the road, we are to give you our names, and the comment is to be no comment. If you come and ask, we can give our names, but the only thing we can say is no comment. Are you cooperating with Karen Lee's lawyers? I have not met with them. I've only met with the PI and the FBI. If they reached out to you, would you talk to them? That would have to be. Anyway, I appreciate your time. Not a problem. Thank you. You're welcome. So this gets published. Part 93 gets published on August 8th. Okay. On later on August 8th, I published part 94. Michael Proctor said fake corporation owned by the Albert family friend plowed Fairview Road. Lied about the GPS being broken in a February 3rd report. Okay. So this is Proctor's report. This is from on February 3rd. You guys read that? On February 3rd, I conducted a phone interview with Michael Trotta, an employee of the town of Canton. Michael assists with coordinating plow, sanding trucks during storms. Michael stated Canton uses town equipment to treat the roads with the exception of one company. He stated a company called By the Yard is used to assist with plowing the roadways. Michael stated drivers met at 140 Boulevard at 2:30 a.m. and then left from there to clear the roadways. The company By the Yard was not called in until 3:30 that morning. Michael stated trucks were out sanding earlier, but only concentrate on major roadways and would not travel down Fairview Road. He stated that all town trucks are equipped with GPS, but the system went down on January 24th, 2022. Interesting. So that's a lie. That's a lie. So either, because we do know that they did go down Fairview Road, but Michael Proctor's report here says that Michael Trotta told them that no one went down Fairview Road and that By the Yard would get that street, not the town of Canton. Okay. But that's a lie. And so I asked Trotta about it, and he basically denied saying that. His story is very different. So Michael Proctor lied in his report about what Michael Trotta said to him. This is corruption, folks. Fuck all those text messages. The text messages are ultimately what got him fired. This is a much bigger problem. In a murder investigation, he is actively lying about what witnesses are telling him in order to cover up a murder. And no one's reporting on this. No one's reporting on this. So then I look up By the Yard landscaping, and I notice it's some house in Sharon next to Kearney. And the company was dissolved in 2012. But then a guy by the name of 𝗃𝗏. So initially it was dissolved in 1998 by 𝗃𝗏. The third corporation formed by a Duncan 𝗃𝗏 under the name By the Yard Landscape was formed on April 25th, 2023, with Rosanna 𝗃𝗏 listed as manager. And so April 20, so about 1 week after I start writing about this, By the Yard Landscaping is formed. This company that didn't exist on February 3rd, 2022, when Michael Proctor wrote that report, almost as if they knew this was going to come. And they're like, bro, we got to incorporate. We got to form some sort of corporation here, you know? And who's Duncan 𝗃𝗏? Well, he's this guy. Okay. And he's married to her. There's Duncan 𝗃𝗏. And he's from Canton, of course. And as it turns out, a guy by the name of 𝗺𝗿𝗄𝗆, all these Siemens, donated $500 to Chris Albert's campaign. Okay. And they know each other. Tina 𝗃𝗏 supports the McAlberts. Look at all these Siemens. And this 𝗃𝗏 girl, this 𝗃𝗏 demon here, she's good buddies with Colin. I know I got a picture of that 𝗃𝗏, Danielle 𝗃𝗏. There she is. And she's friends with Jennifer McCabe. And there's Colin Albert. And there's 𝗃𝗏, the 𝗃𝗏 demon. And there's Colin Albert. And there's the 𝗃𝗏 demon. And there's Allie McCabe and the 𝗃𝗏 demon. And there's Colin Albert and the 𝗃𝗏 demon. It's just like, okay. So a corporation that didn't exist when Michael Proctor made up the lie about By the Yard. I mean, this is real journalism, folks. This is it. Nobody else is reporting this shit. So a company called Michael Proctor claims that nobody from Canton plowed Fairview Road. That's what Michael Trotter told them. That's a lie. He also claims that a company called By the Yard would have done it. By the Yard didn't exist when he wrote that report. So By the Yard incorporates a week after I start writing about this. Almost as if he wants to like get a confirmation about this, well, and a McAlbert friendly person owns that company, the 𝗃𝗏 demon. And so almost as if he wants further confirmation that you guys plowed that road, right? That they're going to be like, yep, on it. So I figured this shit out real quick. And I published this story. And so now I'm like, what are they going to do? They're fucked. Now they know Lucky's talking. They wanted to hide 𝗺cie 𝗺𝗃𝗀. They did hide him. They threatened him. They made him afraid to come forward. And then I went on my show that night on August 8th, and I had this long rant about because Łucky was biggest concern. When I talked to him on the phone, he was scared shitless. Scared shitless. Because, all right, so I wrote about, I interviewed him, and I don't think he knew I was going to publish that story. And I did. And he called me back later on, and he was like, I'm fucked. I'm going to get fired for talking to you. I wasn't supposed to talk to you. Oh, my God. Like, how could you do this? He was very upset that I wrote that story. And I felt bad for him. And I'm like, you know what? I need to make this right. And so I did this rant on my show where I'm like, do not fuck with Łucky. Like, I'm like, if there's any, if I even get a whiff of retribution against Łucky 𝗺𝗃𝗀, I'm going to be down in your fucking town tomorrow holding massive fucking protests. Don't even think about fucking with Łucky, because Łucky just wants to do his job. He's like, he loves his job. You guys don't understand how much Łucky 𝗺𝗃𝗀 loves the town of Canton and plowing the roads. He fucking loves working for the town of Canton, right? And he has since had to move. He now lives a while away. And because he's no longer welcomed in that town by these assholes. He had to leave. He's the only place he's ever lived. He no longer lives in Canton. He still works for the town of Canton, but he had to move. All he wants to do is plow the goddamn roads. And I understood then why he got cold feet and stopped returning David Yannity's phone calls. But you know what? Me going on there and being like, don't fuck with 𝗼𝗂. If you fuck with, like, we have 𝗼𝗂's back now. If you fuck with 𝗼𝗂, you're fucking with all of us. I made it clear, it's not going to happen on our watch. You're not going to fuck with this guy, right? We're done being bullied by you pieces of shit. We're done being intimidated by you. That's why it's so laughable that they filed witness intimidation charges against me. They've been intimidating everyone. And finally, someone came along, me, and stood up to them. And they're like, you're intimidating us. That's the truth of it all. And I can't fucking wait to explain that to Robert Cosgrove on the stand under oath if he's stupid enough to bring this to trial with me. And I'm going to explain to a jury who's been doing the intimidating around here. And it ain't me. All right. And so now, like, 𝗼𝗂 felt very comfortable. Like, I swear to God, he did not talk. Karen Reed, when I told her that I talked to 𝗼𝗂 Loughran, she's like, what? Like, what? We haven't been able to reach him in over a year. He completely fucking ghosted us. And then all of a sudden, he feels comfortable because fucking daddy came and made him feel safe. Right? And it's just like, no. You don't run. I run Canton now. Okay. These motherfuckers own a fucking pizza shop no one wants to go to. Right? I'm running I'm the mayor now. Right? Our candidates for select board are the ones who are winning elections, not yours. We run this shit now. Get the fuck out of here. You're out. You're out. So that's what happens. And so I published this story and I'm like, they're fucked. When I wrote this story, they're fucked. How are they going to deal with this? And then I was driving back from the Cape and I got a call and somebody told me that that Bukkake and Proctor were seen at the DPW headquarters that day interviewing 𝗼𝗂. We have since gotten text messages in discovery in which Bukkake says in the messages something to the effect of, what did he say? Oh, he goes, he sends a link to the article about 𝗼𝗂. And he's like, he is such a liar. He goes, we did not interview 𝗼𝗂 at DPW headquarters. We interviewed him at the DA's office. That's it. Who gives a fuck where you interviewed him? Like, this is what I mean. They take my reporting and then they find one minor error that doesn't matter. What the fuck does it matter where you interviewed 𝗼𝗂 Loughran? The fact of the matter is, I wrote about it and then you interviewed him. The only reason you interviewed him is because I interviewed him first and published it. And you guys had no choice. They had no choice. They had to speak with him. They couldn't ignore that. They couldn't pretend they didn't see that. They had to talk to him. And I'm like, and instead of like, they don't dispute anything that I published, but they're like, can you believe this guy? He said that we interviewed him in place A, but really it was place B. That's it. That's their attempt to discredit me. If he got one thing wrong, he must have gotten everything wrong. Nope. That's not what happened. So anyway, then they go down there and they interview him. And I've seen the transcript of this, but I haven't heard it. It actually sounds worse when you hear it. And let's listen to this shit. And it boggles my mind because it's like listening to these guys, because they have their shirts and ties on. They love putting on. Bukkake and Proctor love to wear shirts and ties and like their little boat shoes there, because they feel like when they do that, they're like above other troopers. We're not like regular troopers. We're detectives. We get to wear skinny jeans here, crotch huggers, and put our shirts and ties on and like act like we're real detectives. This interview, it's so funny because they try to act like they're like real detectives. It's so bad. It's so bad. And so we're going to listen to it now. The interview of 𝗼𝗂 Loughran. I believe this is either August 9th or August 10th. Remember, this interview is in direct response to my reporting. They had been avoiding this guy. They knew he existed. They knew he was a problem. They were hoping I didn't find him. They knew that Karen Reed's private investigator had found him, but they thought that they had successfully kept 𝗼𝗂𝗆 from speaking out anymore, okay? Until I came along and made that impossible. This is why I'm such a threat to them, is because I'm fucking finding 𝗼𝗂𝗆 and shit.
We know our routes was to get in and go, basically.
And to the best of your recollection, if you could describe the weather conditions at like 2:30 a.m. and beyond that time while you're up plowing and sanding.
2:30 in the morning.
It was fucking snowing, dumbass. These guys with the snow. Proctor, could you please tell us the weather? Bitch, you know the weather.
It was snowing, not heavy, probably about 2.
I'm a fucking plow driver. The fuck do you think I'm doing? It's snowing. Why else would I be driving a plow if it wasn't snowing, dumbass?
Inches on the ground.
2 inches on the ground. Okay.
It progressively got worse during the night, probably being the worst around 4:30-ish.
It was 18
I'm not 100% time-wise, but it was really snowing at that point. And, you know.
And that route you just described to us, was that your assigned route for that evening?
Yes, that's pretty much every snowstorm. That's my route.
And it's just a constant kind of loop of that?
They call it 𝗼𝗄𝗄𝗆 𝗃𝗓, so it's everything from Kings Road to Chapman Street.
And are you driving a town truck, or is this a subcontractor's vehicle that you are operating?
Who gives a fuck? I mean, listen to these questions they ask them. It's like, it's so funny. Listen to these two losers act like they're real cops. Like they really are trying to act like real cops. They're not like this. They are fake cops. They might have guns and badges and shit. These are like guys cosplaying as police. They just get off on the fact that they're called detective and they get to call themselves detectives. I mean, I've never heard stupider questions than the one they ask them. Who gives a fuck where the truck came from? Who get to the fucking point?
I'm operating a town vehicle.
So town of Camden DPW vehicle.
Correct.
What kind of vehicle is it?
It's a truck.
It is an international.
Listen,
it is a 6-wheel dump.
6-wheel meaning 4 in the back, single axle, and 2 in the front.
Correct.
This motherfucker is asking how many axles there are. What is this, the Oregon Trail? What do you, I mean, how many axles you got? Who gives a fuck, bro? We're talking about a murder, and you're up here talking about wheels and axles.
And were you sanding and salting as well, or just plowing?
Just plowing at the time.
Okay. Was there anybody else with you? Are you partnered up with another truck? Are there 2 of you plowing the same roadway in each direction, or how does that work? Or were you by yourself in that entire vicinity?
The subcontractors were called in at 3:30 in the morning.
But you knew that.
In a subcontract?
But you knew that because Proctor put it in his report that By the Yard was called in at 3:30, didn't you?
Do they have the same routes?
It depends. Bill uses makes, you know, he'll give me a minimum of 1 subcontractor. I can have as much as 2, depending if another subcontractor isn't there for a bigger route, more important route. He'll take one of mine and just leave me with just 1 subcontractor.
I mean, that would be bad for Proctor too. Suppose there was a subcontractor that came through and also plowed Fairview Road. That's another witness who didn't see a body. Another witness. That's what I thought about that afterwards. I'm like, why does Proctor want? That's actually bad news for Proctor. Like they should want the least amount of people that drive on Fairview, the better. Because none of them saw a body because they know there's no body there.
So in addition to you, a subcontractor will be assigned to essentially help you out in your assigned area?
Correct.
Do you recall the subcontractor that night?
The belief I had, it was By the Yard landscape, and I can't honestly remember if I had a second one.
That's fine. And what time roughly did they arrive? Okay.
With that area, it being January, is there like a parking ban effect with the snowstorm coming in for the town of Camden? Do you know?
Yes. There's always a parking ban from November 1 to April.
And what does the parking ban mean in your understanding?
My understanding, as long as if it doesn't interfere with them.
He knows what he's getting at here. He's trying to be like, well, if there's a parking ban, shouldn't you have called the cops if you saw a car there? That's what he's trying to get at here.
Removal of snow, that's fine. If it is, hindering the removal of snow, then we call and police will go down knock on the door, tell them to move it, or they'll just tow it.
You know, this is the moment I knew they were really, really corrupt. And they were going to cover this up no matter fucking what. This was it. I knew they were corrupt before. I knew they were covering up a murder before. I knew it. I knew they were covering for Brian Albert because Brian Albert was involved in a murder. Let me be very clear about that, Christopher Matai, because I know you're going to watch this and clip this motherfucker. Your boys, your clients, they're suing me. They were involved in covering up a murder. And I can't wait to pants you in court if you're retarded enough to bring me to trial. I can't wait. You think these people think they're going to sue me and be like, now he's going to stop. No. Now's when I double down. Now's when we double down, motherfucker. Yeah. And in case I just raised almost 90 grand the other day and we could do it again. Because I'm going to make you a villain, Christopher Matai. You are going to be, I don't know if you know what you signed up for. You signed up to defend cop killers. That's what you did. And we don't take too kindly to cop killers around here, do we? That hasn't changed. That nothing's fucking changed. When I went to the 𝗃𝗃 lacrosse game in June of 2023 and I called him a cop killer, I was right. And I'm still right today. And your fucking joke, because that's what it is, a joke of a lawsuit doesn't fucking scare me. You don't scare me. None of you motherfuckers scare me. I have an army of people behind me who want the truth. And they know that I am the vessel to the truth. And they know that you're trying to take me down because you don't want the truth out there. And they're not going to let that happen. Because alone, I could not do this. I could not do this alone. I couldn't afford to do this alone. But all these people out there, they're not going to let me do this alone. So I ain't Alex Jones. I don't make shit up. I can back up and document everything that I say. And you probably don't even know what this is. You probably just saw like, oh, the headlines, like, and somebody came to you and it's like, yo, you're great, Chris. This Turtleboy guy, he's a real problem. He's got a big mouth. You got to shut him up. And you're like, okay, I'm Christopher fucking Matai. I charge $1,500 an hour. I'll fucking scare the shit out of him. Motherfucker, I don't scare. You don't scare me, bitch. You don't fucking scare me. And I know I scare your clients. They're so scared of me. I don't want to hurt their feelings. So when I say that I've said this before, that they're more scared of me than I am of them. That's not in the I'm going to kick your ass kind of way. It's in that fact that I am fucking relentless and I bring facts and evidence and I expose wrongdoing and I expose people. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of me exposing the truth. They are fucking petrified of that, boy. You know, and they are going to get ready, Christopher Matai, motherfucker. I'm so happy that you signed up to be my play toy for the next however many years. After I pants Robert Cosgrove in my case and come out of that Suffolk County courthouse in whatever month this is, either having this dismissed or being acquitted, and I'm going to fucking be a champion. I'm going to have the biggest dick energy you've ever seen after I'm acquitted. It is, oh my God, it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. You are going to be so sick of me by then. The momentum I'm going to have from that, the confidence I'm going to have from that acquittal. And the first thing I'm going to say in those courthouse stairs is, next up, Christopher fucking Matai. Time to make that motherfucker my bitch. Because that's what I'm going to do, Christopher Matai. I don't care about all the other lawyers. 𝗃𝗃, what's his name? Tuxedo. I don't care about. I don't even know who that is. I don't know who these other lawyers are. You're the big name guy, right? You're the big gun. You're the guy that took down Alex Jones and the Sandy Hook shit like there. You're my fucking play. You're my white whale, sir. You. And you signed up for this. You had no idea who it was. I'm just going to take that. I took down Alex Jones. He's a fucking millionaire, right? What's a Turtleboy to me? Nah, I ain't Alex Jones, bitch. I am not Alex Jones. I don't make shit up, motherfucker. And I'm not. Alex Jones lies. Like, Alex Jones is a fucking liar. He just makes shit up. He's Alex Jones. He just makes shit up. And he had to get on the stand and be like, oh, I was really fucking high and shit. I don't know why I said that shit. I said I was really fucking high. I don't need, because he made shit up. So he had to come up with some excuse for why he said the shit. I don't need to. Every Everything I said is documented. Everything. And this 𝗼𝗂𝗺 𝗧𝗂𝗏 interview, man, is just the icing on the cake, dude. The Lucky shit is the best. Yo, this guy's lying? This guy, oh, you're telling me 𝗼𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗏's lying, huh? Okay. So then you got these guys in there and they're asking them all these questions and trying to trip them up. And let's play some more.
You remembering this snowstorm, is there a reason behind it? Like, what's the reason behind this? You remembering this?
What's the reason behind you remembering the snowstorm? Oh, geez, I don't know. Maybe because somebody got fucking murdered that night and it kind of sticks out and it's been all over the news. What's the reason that you remember this night? What the fuck do you think is, dipshit?
Day in the snowstorm. I believe it or not, I know. I remember a lot of my stuff when it comes to the work.
Was this a significant snow amount fall that was forecasted that day?
I believe it was 18 inches.
18 inches of snow that was coming? Yep. Do you remember any
Oh, yeah. 18 inches of snow that's coming. That's me banging your wife twice. 18 inches coming. That's what happens.
That you have to call in the police for that was obstructing the removal of snow for you that day?
There was a vehicle there around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning in front of 34 Fairview.
Oh!
There was a vehicle?
Correct.
Okay. Do you recall what kind of vehicle it was?
Ford Edge.
Ford Edge?
Yes.
And where along the property do you remember it to be parked?
It was parked looking at the front door. It was to the left of the front door.
So it was on the street?
Correct.
It was on the street. Which way was it facing? Towards Cedar Crest or Chapman?
Chapman.
So it's parked towards Chapman on Cedar Crest, on Fairview, and it's to the left of the front door?
Correct.
Or to the left of the driveway?
It was to the left of the driveway. The door is to the left of the driveway too.
Okay, how many spots up from the mailbox / driveway would you remember it being parked that day or that night?
It would say it was probably 4 or 5 spots up from the driveway.
Okay. Was there anybody in the vehicle?
So right away now 𝗼𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗏 𝗧𝗂𝗏 has told the police officially on the record. No, not 18 inches. I said twice. So that's 9. Okay. I'm just saying that. So he has put the car in the exact location where 𝗄𝗏𝗧𝗂𝗏's body was found. That's where he just put that car. A Ford Edge, he said. He was very specific, a Ford Edge.
Not that I recognize.
Was the vehicle running?
No.
Did you notice footprints in the snow around the vehicle before you plowed?
Did you notice footprints in the snow? They've already trying to get him on shit. Why would you ask him that? Did you notice footprints in the snow? Because he's trying to be like, well, if there's no footprints, then they hadn't moved the body there yet. Yeah, no shit. That comes later on. They probably didn't put him out there till like 4 or 5 a.m.
No. Did you notice any snow footprints leading away from the vehicle, towards the property, towards the driveway, towards the back of the house, towards the front of the house? Any of those?
No.
Would you remember if you saw that, something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you have to call Kearney PD to have that vehicle removed, or have them knock on the door to get the vehicle removed, or did you kind of on your second swipe, did you have to notify Kearney PD to get the vehicle removed?
No.
Was the vehicle removed for any reason while you were plowing that day?
Not that I'm aware of by any other sources other than them driving it away.
So this is what they're on a mission here. They're like, we have to discredit this guy. We have to get him, make his story seem not reliable. Because this is how you know they're corrupt. This is how you know they're not looking for the truth. And remember what I said in that message to David Yannetti? Do we need to bring that message up again? About exactly what I said to Dave Yannetti in that text message. We need to bring this up. So this is September 9th, 2023. Sorry, butt dial, he says. September 9th, 2023. At 12:04 p.m., I just randomly text David Yannetti. I'm mad about this. And I'm like, this is 1 month to the day after Bukkake and them interview 𝗼𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗏 𝗧𝗂𝗏. And he said, imagine a police officer is shot in cold blood and the last vehicle seen where his body was found was a Ford Edge. Just imagine that. Because that's what just happened. 𝗼𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗏 just told them, I saw a Ford Edge parked next to where you guys claim Well, you guys insist. Your entire case revolves around that there was a body there at that time. And I just told you, the police, that I saw a car there. And you guys claim that John O'Keefe was hit by a car. So don't you want to find out who's driving that fucking car? I'm not saying that they murdered John O'Keefe, the people inside that car. If they act, this is how I know they don't think there was a body there. Because if they truly thought that there was a body there, Lucky Loughran just told them that a vehicle was right next to the dead body. Parked. So why aren't they looking for the driver of this? I go, and this is not just some bum on the street. This is a cop. John's a cop. Cops treat dead cops differently than they do dead civilians. It's just true. There's different rules when it comes to murdered cops. They're going to find you. They're not going to put up with this shit. They're going to get you. So it says here, because I look back and I remember Ron Tarantino. When Ron Tarantino's killer, Jorge Zambrano, was out there, bro, it was everything shut down. Everything shut down 10 years ago. Everything shut down. Well, they looked for Ron Tarantino's killers. And they got him. Everybody, they pulled out all the stops. So now you're like, oh, shit. A Ford Edge was parked there. If these were legit cops who were not corrupt, this new piece of information would be like, holy fuck. Forget about Karen Reed. We need to find out who's driving this fucking car. We need to talk to them. What did they see? Like, what did they do? I go, there would be an all points bulletin looking for information on whoever was driving that car. They would have a list of every person in Canton who belonged to him. They'd be pulling surveillance videos all over town looking for footage of a Ford Edge that time. They'd find a plate and identify them within a day or two. Yet, when two state police detectives found out this information, their immediate response, as we're going to see, was to pursue a wiretapping angle. This is right when the transcript of this interview we're listening to came out. I'm like, bro, they're talking about Turtleboy. Was to pursue a wiretapping angle against someone called Turtleboy. It has been 1 month since they spoke with him. I wonder how much they've invested time into finding out who was driving that Ford Edge. And David says, so true. These bastards, Proctor and Bukkake, deserve all the scorn we are getting from them. Christopher Matai, that retard, put in a filing that these bastards that he was referring to are the plaintiffs. As you can see there, that is a lie. Chris Matai lies. I wonder if he knows this. That he's put his name to this lie. I don't know. So back to the interview. So, because I was fired. I'm like, that is like, how are they not looking? They just found this out and they're doing nothing with this. Nothing.
Was that the only time you saw the Ford Edge? So on your second pass?
It was there for a significant period of time. It was there for at least an hour into the storm. It wasn't enough that it required me to have it removed. There wasn't a lot of snow on the ground at that time, and I could just go around it.
And as you plow, which direction is your blade facing and you're removing the snow as you come down the street? Like you described the routes for it.
Who cares? Who cares?
Russ, you're going on Fairview. Can you tell us how you operate, maneuver, and position the plow?
Plow is always ring road to the right.
Ring road to the right. So, and do you go with the traffic that you normally naturally would as you plow the roadway, or do you go the opposite way and then clean it up out of the middle?
Normally, I will follow the traffic rules, and if we need to push back, I will go against the traffic.
They're just not interested in this Ford Edge anymore. They're like, okay, cool. So tell us about the ring row.
That day, that night, did you have to push back and go against the traffic at any point, or was it a typical pattern?
Typical pattern.
Okay. Did you see anything out of the ordinary that day, outside of the vehicle being parked there and obstructing your initial passes?
No.
No. Obviously, you've been asked about this before, so it's not a secret why I'm asking you these questions. If you did see a body in the roadway or on the side of the road, would you call it in?
Absolutely.
But that day you didn't see anything suspicious?
No.
Does that mean that there was definitely no body there, or do you think it might have been obstructed by something if you were driving by, or what's your understanding of it?
I saw no body. My truck is high enough with the lights that I would have seen a body. I can't answer to say if there was something.
This just went from bad to worse for them. Good question, Bukkake. You just made it stronger. Before there was no body there. I didn't see a body. Now it's not only was there no body there, but since you're asking if there was a body there, I would have seen it. That's even better. If there was a body there, I would have seen it. And I don't know if you guys remember this in trial. David Unetti attempts to ask him this question, and Adam Lally objected, and Hank Brennan objects too, and Beverly Cannoni sustains the objection. So they are not allowed to ask him that. In the trial, in both trials, 𝗵𝗍 𝗵𝗍 was not allowed to testify that he would have seen a body if a body had been there, because how would he know? Like, you know what I mean? How would you can't testify to what you didn't see. You know what I mean? Which I get. I understand the rules of the courtroom and all that stuff. I get that he can't, but the jury did not hear that in either trial, what you just heard right there. But if you ask him, that motherfucker's sure. Like, bro, it's called Frankentruck. I'm up high. There's lights everywhere. And God forbid any animals. God forbid any animals come out. So I'm always scanning back and forth.
Obstructing me? I didn't see anything obstructing me.
That's good.
That's good. That's good. You already said that. Listen to what Bukkake said.
Obstructing me? My truck is high enough with the lights that I would have seen a body. I can't answer to say if there was something obstructing me. I didn't see anything obstructing me.
That's good.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. It's not so good for you, is it, Bukkake? Not so good for you.
Good.
Listen to
so
them.
You obviously
like they don't know what to do now. They're like, okay, so your turn, Proctor. They kind of go back and forth, been like, they're trying to be real cops here so bad. They're like, what would a real cop say right now? I don't know, because we're not real cops.
We are aware that there's a publication.
Let's talk about Turtleboy.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, internet.
Who published that interview? Do you know?
I believe it's Aidan or Turtleboy.
Yeah. Are you familiar with his platform and the blogging that he does and video YouTubing that he conducts?
Yes.
Okay. When was the last time you spoke to Aidan?
Monday or Tuesday. I want to say it was Monday.
Monday or Tuesday?
It was Monday.
It was Monday. And how did you guys communicate?
He called me.
He called you on your phone?
On my cell phone.
Do you have your cell phone with you?
Yes, I do.
Can you open it up and show us the time that he called and the date?
Could you open up your cell phone to show us what time he called? Number one, who gives a fuck what time I called? How does that possibly help you in your investigation? How does that help you find who the driver of the goddamn Ford Edge was? How does that help you do that? How? Like, can you explain that to me? Number two, you're asking to look in his cell phone, but you didn't ask to look at Brian Albert's cell phone, did you? You didn't ask to look at that, did you? Or Brian Higgins' cell phone. You just took the part he extracted with his best friend, Matty Couch, at the FBI. Yeah. Like, Mr. Plow Driver, let me look in what the fuck do you want to look in his phone for? What are you going to find in his phone? What time he called me? I mean, what's he looking for? Suppose he shows a phone call between me and Lucky Locker. What's he going to do with that? What would he do with that phone number? If he saw that in there, what would he do? Yeah, the Collins screenshot, they accepted that. They didn't ask to see Collins' phone. It's like, I wondered about this. Why does he want to see the call? And all I can think of is that if they want to see what phone number I'm calling from. Like, does he have any alternate phone numbers we don't know about? Because they want to subpoena my phone records. Remember, they're building a case against me for witness intimidation here. And so they want to see, is there any more burner numbers he has that we can subpoena? That's the only thing I can think of that they want to see this. They really want to see that. Because this isn't, they're not conducting this interview to like find out who killed John O'Keefe. They're conducting this interview to find out how they can get me. That's the whole purpose of this interview. To how can we use this to get Turtleboy? Like when Hank cross-examines Lucky, he doesn't want to talk about what Lucky did or didn't see. He wants to talk about me and witness intimidation.
I don't have him on my phone.
You don't have him on your phone?
Listen to this. Listen to
In
this.
your call logs, you don't have him calling you on Monday?
I do not have his number on here.
How come?
I cycle my phone all the time.
You delete your phone numbers?
I delete any calls that come in. I keep it for a month and then I delete.
But Monday was not a month ago.
Correct.
I mean, listen to this. They're giving him but Monday was not a month ago.
Why do you think that phone number is not on your phone?
I'm sure it's because I deleted it. And I've got 3 days worth of phone calls on my phone right now.
But you said every month you delete it.
Oh my God. They're trying to catch him in a fucking lie. If I would have him, I'd just walk out. Bitch, I told you about the Fort Edge lawyer. I don't like this shit. Why you cry? What do you mean? Why are you getting my butt? You're asking to look in my phone. You're accusing me of lying now, of deleting phone numbers. He's like, but you say you do it every month. Motherfucker, how do you know he doesn't do it on like every August, the 9th of every month? Like, who gives a shit? The fuck do you want to see his phone for? Go out and find whoever's driving that Ford Edge.
Cycle that you delete them at.
So I try to keep my memory not as blocked up. I do go through my texts. I delete my texts. I go through my phones. I delete my phone numbers just to keep my memory so it doesn't get blocked up.
That's good. That's good.
It's good.
Do you remember the phone number that he called you from?
It was a 401 number.
401?
Yes.
401. Okay. And did it come up with his name or where he's like a
So Lucky's mistaken there. I don't have a 401 number. I had a 413 number that I called him from.
Did the number originally from?
No, it did not.
Did you know that his phone call was coming?
I did not.
No, he surprised you?
Correct.
What were you doing when he called?
I had just been released from work.
What were you doing when he called? What does it matter what he was doing when I called? I was taking his shit. I was jerking off. I was going for a run. I was sleeping. Like, who cares what Lucky was doing when I called? Again, this is just them trying to be like real cops. This is just them trying to be like real cops. Like, we got to ask them something. We got to act like we're like onto something here. They're just saying random shit now that doesn't matter. Like nothing. They have no idea how to be real police. None.
I had worked the night, overnight. So I was
called you first thing in the morning?
Yeah, probably around 7:30ish.
Okay. And did he introduce himself? Did he say anything? Did he identify himself?
He said he was Aidan. He didn't, say that I'm Aidan. And then he proceeded with the interview.
With the interview. And what kind of questions was he asking you?
He had asked if I have been cooperating, and I said yes, I have. He goes, "Who have you been interviewed by?" I've been interviewed by the FBI. I've been interviewed by Karen Reed's special investigative reporters or private detectives, and those two were the ones that wanted to see the route. Was the private investigators.
So the private investigators wanted to see the route and drove you around.
Correct.
The FBI didn't drive you around like he said.
Right.
Oh my God. The FBI didn't drive you around like he said. See what he's getting at here? We got to go to part 94. Part 93. Did I actually say that? Did I say that Lucky told me the FBI drove him around? I want to go back and read that. Okay, so I said, let's see, where do we see FBI here? I go, did you sign anything with the private investigators? No, but I did the route with them. He goes, the FBI says they have GPS. I go, the trucks have GPS in them. They were working. Yes. I think they've said that GPS were not working. Just know that the trucks have GPS. I go, when did you speak to the FBI? A week after my wife passed away. So that's recently he spoke with the FBI. Sorry about your wife. Do you happen to see any cars parked in front of the house? Nowhere in this interview, nowhere, look at this. Nowhere in the interview do I say that the FBI drove him around. And so I want to rewind this shit. I just picked up on that. Nowhere in the interview do I say that the FBI drove him around. Let me play it again.
I've been interviewed by. I've been interviewed by the FBI. I've been interviewed by Karen Reed's special investigative reporters or private detectives. And those two were the ones that wanted to see the route. Was the private investigators.
So the private investigators wanted to see the route and drove you around.
Correct.
The FBI didn't drive you around like he said.
Right.
Like he said. Like he said. The FBI didn't drive you around. Like he said. This lying fucking piece of shit. Go back and read the article, Bukkake. Why you lying? Why you lying, bitch? Huh? Why you lying, Bukkake? Why you always lying? Like, I want one more time.
Was the private investigators.
So the private investigators wanted to see the route and drove you around.
Correct.
The FBI didn't drive you around like he said.
Right. Which
like he said. Like he said. I never said that. I never once said the FBI, not in the article at least. If I said it on a show, maybe they can bring that clip up. I'm sure Julie Carpenter will have it tomorrow if I did. But in the interview, I never claimed that Lucky said that. I never, ever claimed that, ever. So why is Bukkake lying? Because what he's trying to do here is find one inaccuracy and be like, everything's fake. Oh, you got one detail wrong. Turtleboy's entire reporting is discredited. He's looking for one because he doesn't like what I reported. What I reported is not good for the cover-up. It's actually really bad for covering up a murder. Bukkake and Proctor are trying to cover up a murder and frame Karen Reed because they don't like her. And they're like, this is really inconvenient. This is a problem. How can we make this problem go away? Oh, I know. We'll just get the plow driver to say that Turtleboy's reporting is inaccurate. That's what they're trying to do. Not about the important shit. He doesn't dispute that the Fort Edge shit was there and that there was no body on the lawn. The really important shit we agree on. But he's like, wait a minute. So what about this one small detail that isn't actually a detail? I'd never said that. What about that? What about that one? That's all and he jumps all over that. He gets excited.
So how is that possible that he has a transcript of your interview and he's actually misrepresenting who drove you around, who did what?
I can't answer that.
Complete lie. Again, no, go and read it, dude. Go and read Canton Cover Up, Part 93. When I interviewed Lucky Loughran, I never, ever suggest that Lucky told me the FBI drove him around. In fact, Lucky told me that the FBI didn't even contact him until after his wife died, which was in April, I believe, of 2023. Right when the FBI started showing up and handing out subpoenas. Right around then.
Did he tell you that the interview was recorded?
No, he did not.
He did not tell you it was recorded?
He did not.
Also, okay. Was there anybody else on the line with him?
Oh, he's going for a wiretapping angle here. As soon as I hear this, they're like, oh, they don't want me. They took the Fort. They're done talking about the Fort Edge. They want to talk about wiretapping now.
Did he like three-way call you?
Not that I'm aware of.
He didn't make you aware of that?
No.
Okay.
How do you think he got your phone number? Did he say how he got your phone number, or?
Again, here's Proctor coming in. Here's with a brilliant. How do you get your phone number? Who? The phone book, motherfucker. Who cares how I got? Who cares how I got his phone number? How is that relevant to anything?
No.
Did you ever talk to him, communicate with him, visit his platforms in any way, follow him before that you might have inadvertently shared your contact information with him that way in the past?
Who cares?
No, but I do follow him.
You do follow him?
But no, I did not.
Okay, I got his phone number from his cousin. She gave it to me. she reached out to me and he's like, I think when you reached out to him the first time, he was just like not in the right headspace. Give him a call. Here's his number. That's how I got his number. Mystery solved.
Okay. There was an incident where I was in Wisconsin, and he commented on a post that I did, which was a simple picture of a pancake, and I said, "Holy pancakes!" And at that point, he had he contacted me through Facebook Messenger, looking to answer questions, and I said at that point, I am not answering any questions.
I love this man so much. He's just like the pancake. I was a Facebook post about a pancake. And I think I commented under the Facebook post about the pancake. And I said, I'm trying to reach you. And I reached out to him and then I saw that. It's like, and you've seen how he responds to me. He has no interest in it.
Regarding this matter anymore, unless it's attached to a subpoena or a badge.
When did that
Adorable.
Facebook message happen?
March.
Of this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
so he got that wrong. So he tells them in March of this year. And this is one thing he told me that like the Lena lady was like asking him about. I think she's trying to discredit him or something. And he's like, do you remember when you reached out to me? And I'm like, yeah, it was in June of 2023. So he and I had a conversation today. And he wanted to make it because it's like, you know, my reporting said that I reached out to him in June of 2023. Here he is saying March of 2023. I wasn't writing about the story yet in March of 2023. So obviously I wouldn't be reaching out to 𝗼𝗄𝗆. So yes, 𝗼𝗆𝗆 got the date wrong. It was in June of 2023.
So he shared, I have the printouts of his blogs here. He shared those screenshots on his publication of your conversation. Are those accurate? Based on, you know, of your knowledge, are these accurate? I'm showing you the screenshot. It's your name from a Facebook Messenger here. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a screen grab with Brian Laughlin's name at the top, 13 to the left of his emoji icon profile picture with Sunday 2:22 p.m. at the top.
do we contact Aidan, aka Turtleboy, contacts you in March via Facebook Messenger?
Correct.
Did you hear from him again until Monday?
No.
So again, they're going to hang up on these small little details like that. He's confused about the date. It was June of 2023, not March of 2023. Doesn't fucking matter. And then I reach out to him again.
What changed your mind about talking to him and answering questions in the meantime?
I don't have an answer to that.
Okay. Have you had a chance to review the transcript that he published?
How about my wife had recently passed away when he first reached out to me and just wasn't in the mood. How about that?
About your conversation before?
My supervisor sent me a screenshot of that. And right off the bat, I noticed that he states that I was in with the FBI driving the route, and that's not correct. Nor did I ever say that I was with the FBI in their car going down Fairview to show.
So again, that's not what the article said. So it's a little confusing here. But I mean, Proctor and Bukkake have the article printed out in front of them when they're doing this. They're like, we have it right here. You guys all saw the article. Do I need to show it again? Do I need to show can't cover up? Nowhere in this interview does it say that 𝗼𝗆𝗆 got in a car with the FBI. Nowhere. It says that he got in a car with the private investigator. He goes, they took me, the private investigator. I go, did you sign anything with the private investigators? There was no affidavit, but they took me to Fairview and I showed them what I did from Dedham to Cedar Crest to Fairview. Did you tell them there was no body? Yes. Okay. Again, so maybe it's getting lost in translation here. Like he says his boss had a printout of. Why is his boss printing this out and giving it to him? Like, hey, Lucky, why the fuck you talking? Why are they harassing him with this? Lucky could talk to whoever the fuck he wants to talk to. I mean, there's no gag order on him. You can't talk to the media. You can't talk to Turtleboy. He can talk to whoever the fuck he wants to talk to. How about you stop trying to cover up corruption? How about that? How about everybody starts telling the fucking truth around here instead of being so goddamn scared of these fucking losers, the McAlberts, these fucking losers.
Show them the route I do. Okay. I said that was the private detectives that I was with.
So that transcript's not accurate?
Correct.
In that respect. Where did you meet with the FBI?
That transcript's not accurate. See, he just keeps going about it. Like, oh, it's not accurate. So Turtleboy's wrong. That's all he's trying to get out here. The whole purpose of this interview is to discredit me and to try to get me jammed up on wiretapping. That's
the time I met with them. It was at my residence. The second time I met with them was to actually go through the route, and we met at 100 Dedham Street, the John F. Kennedy parking lot.
Do you remember what dates these were?
I don't, honestly. I know one was on a Sunday.
Did they identify themselves with credentials to you?
They introduced themselves as private investigators working on behalf of the defense team for Karen Reed.
What about the FBI agents?
The FBI agents did leave me their cards.
Perfect. Okay. But the private investigators met with you 2 times to take you through the route?
Correct. Okay. One time. They met me twice. Second time to do the route.
Where was the first meeting? I'm sorry.
At my house.
At your house. And the FBI also went to your house?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I might have missed it and misunderstood. So
the real and another reason they're doing this is they are shitting their pants about this FBI investigation. This is right around the time when 𝗵𝗺cie is writing letters to the DOJ asking what's going on, not getting any answers. This is right in August of 23 is when Josh Levy wrote a letter to Michael 𝗵𝗺cie saying we have a very different interpretation of what's going on there. We have a very different view of this. And so if you're Proctor and them, the first thing they want to know is they're in the dark here. They're like, did they ask about us? Do they want to, like, they want to know what, as soon as Karen Reed's team didn't know that Lucky talked to the FBI until I reported on it. So by the way, this whole bullshit from the Karen Reed stands out there who were like, oh, Turtleboy was fed this story by Karen Reed. No, I fed this to Karen Reed. Karen Reed had no idea. Karen Reed couldn't talk to Lucky Loughran. Lucky Loughran ghosted Karen Reed. Lucky Loughran was probably not going to testify. Okay. And so she had no idea that this guy talked to the feds. So when I told Lucky, when Lucky told me that he talked to the feds, I couldn't wait to tell that. Karen gets very excited when you talk about the feds. She loves the feds. She was very like the feds were her biggest hope to end this without a trial, right? And so I couldn't wait to tell her about this. I'm like, oh, she's going to be so happy when she hears this, and she was. And I was like, dude, Lucky talked to the feds. She's like, what? They couldn't believe it. She couldn't wait to tell Alan Jackson and them. They couldn't fucking wait. Remember, this guy ghosted them. He wasn't talking to them for a year and a half. All of a sudden, he talks to me, and he tells me, oh, yeah, I just talked to the feds, and I totally get it, I totally get it. But so this whole narrative out there that Karen, Aidan would have nothing to report without Karen. How about I'm reporting to them just as much as they're reporting to me? How about this is like a team effort? How about that?
The time you traveled the route was with the defense team's private investigators?
Correct.
Right.
After Aidan called you, did you call, tell, text, communicate with anyone about the conversation?
No.
Have you heard from Turtleboy since, either Facebook Messenger?
And by the way, I do, I didn't think this at first. I blame Trump for this. It's not a coincidence that the second Trump became president, Josh Levy resigns as a new DOJ. They just drop it because they just have a different agenda. And going after cops isn't part of the agenda. You know what I mean? There's no way they're not related. I'm not saying I want Kamala Harris to win or anything like that, but it's kind of undeniable. That cannot possibly be a coincidence that Trump wins, new DOJ comes to town, and this fucking ends. Like, give me a break. But I'm also like, I don't know how the feds operate. Like, they don't bring anything forward that they can't 1000% get a conviction on. They like easy cases. Easy cases.
Or defense team, private investigators?
Correct.
After Aidan called you, did you call, tell, text, communicate with anyone about the conversation?
No.
Have you heard from Turtleboy since, either Facebook Messenger or text or phone call since Monday?
No.
All they care about is me.
Just to confirm, when he called you, he didn't advise you that you could potentially be, he's recording.
Oh my
Did he tell you
God.
this is being recorded?
He did not tell me it was being recorded.
So now that's like the third time they've asked about that. But they asked about the Ford Edge once and just moved on.
When did you stop plowing that area?
That day. It could have been anywhere between mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon. So you were plowing when like the police and the paramedics responded?
Yeah, the road was officially blocked at that point. I notified my supervisor that I could not go down any further than Garage Lane. He said just to keep it open until they're done.
Okay. How long does the route take you to do that whole loop approximately?
Who
That
cares?
night? What was the average time that you would cycle from being on Fairview, do the rest of the complex, and come back to Fairview?
I don't know, Bukkake. How long does your cycle last? Let's talk about your cycle. Jesus Christ.
It depends. It depends on how much the subcontractor has done on the other part of the route, which are my, side streets, cul-de-sacs, and stuff like that. It depends. I mean, normally it can be 20 minutes. If I do Dedham Street, Cedar Crest to the end, go back to Dedham Street, come back down Cedar Crest, and up Fairview, it could be 20 minutes.
Okay. So the way I'm understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, you with the big truck do the main thoroughway, Cedar Crest, Fairview, and
Spring Lane.
Spring Lane.
Yeah.
And then the subcontractors do the little small side streets and the cul-de-sacs. Is that accurate, or am I wrong?
It's somewhat accurate. I'm responsible for 8 or 9, 10 streets. So if I get done with those 2 main roads, Cedar Crest, Spring Lane, Fairview, I'll bounce up and I'll take care of Kings Road, which is a big street. I'll take care of Hunter Lane, which is off of Kings Road. As I'm doing Spring Lane, I'll go all the way down to the very end of Spring Lane, depending on when the last time the subcontractor has hit Fall Lane, Snowflake, I will hit those again.
During this specific night when the snow was coming down so hard and so heavy at such a rapid pace, what would be in you've been doing this for many years. How many years have you been doing this?
18.
18 years, the same route?
Not the same route.
But plowing for 18 years. How many years on this route?
Well, this year would have not been a year I did it. We didn't do any plowing, but this year I was given a new route. Up until that, it was probably 3 or 4 years.
So in the 4 years that you did the section in question, including Fairview and Cedar Crest,
correct.
What would be the longest turnaround time for you to come back to Fairview?
God.
It could be an hour.
Could be an hour.
Could be an hour.
So at any point during the night, did you see a body on the side of the road?
No.
At any point of the night, with your lights illuminated, you were sitting up above, did you see a body appear on the side of the road?
No.
Did you see foot?
This is going real well, Bukkake. Just keep asking that. This is going real well. Another eyewitness who's, oh my God.
Footprints at any point during the night coming to and from the house, the driveway, other parts of the street, any property, any tire tracks that would have been pulled up alongside where the body was found?
No.
At any point of the night, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's important, okay, because you have a great memory and you're telling us in specific detail what you've remembered. Any part of the night, did you see anybody bringing a body out there, placing it on top of the snow, or digging up the snow and covering the body in the snow and disturbing the snow around the body?
No, motherfucker. If I saw people coming out there and placing a fucking dead body on the lawn, I would have called you. I would have called the cops. Okay? I saw nothing except the Ford Edge. That's it. I mean, what does he get? What is the purpose of these questions? What is the purpose of this? I told you I went by at 2:30, no body. I tried to go by 30, 45 minutes later. I couldn't because there was a Ford Edge there. So I went back another way. Then I came back later on, a couple hours later, and there's first responders everywhere. That's my fucking night. Okay? What aren't you getting about this?
No. Did not observe or remember seeing any of that?
No.
Any blood trails of a body being dragged? I know you mentioned there was no car tracks pulling up to where you were plowing after the edge had left, right?
Correct.
So you didn't see any tire tracks. You didn't see any blood trails being dragged, body being dragged there.
Correct.
And you didn't hit the body, right? If you hit the body,
Correct.
you would have notified.
I would have A, known about it, and B, I would have known. I would have been required to stop and make a phone call to the supervisor.
Wow.
And then the necessary phone calls to police and fire. That's protocol for the town.
At any point during the night, did you hit anything at all? Mailbox, car, anything at all?
I hit a basketball net that was portable on the side of the road. It actually.
Oh, now they get a big boner. The second he said that, oh, you hit a basketball net, huh? Let's talk about that. So you're like a crazy driver, huh? Telling you, the second he said that, fucking Proctor and Bukkake were like, ooh, something we can work with. Let's see where this one goes.
So he hit my the arm to my tarp that is on top of my truck.
So not the plow?
Not the plow.
So you clipped something up above?
Correct.
The net actually clipped above your truck?
Correct.
And it was protruding onto the roadway as you were flying? Your plow didn't hit it?
No.
It's just, it made contact with your vehicle?
Correct.
And did you notice anybody injured up there that night due to that clipping?
No.
Did you notify anybody?
Yes.
But you did?
Notified my supervisor.
And what was the result of that incident?
The net was turned from facing the street to facing road. So I turned it 90 degrees.
Do you recall what street that was on?
It was on 𝗵𝗂𝗺 Road.
And off of what street is that?
That is off of Cedar Crest and off of Kings Road. Okay. 𝗵𝗂𝗺 is a half moon. It goes to Cedar Crest and comes off of Kings Road.
Did you notice any other vehicles on Fairview Road parked on the side of the road other than the Ford Edge?
No.
What color was this Ford Edge?
I can't tell you. I am colorblind.
Okay. What, was it a light color or a dark
color? As soon as I saw it, like, of course Lucky's colorblind. Of course he is.
Color?
If I were to say it was a tan color.
A tan color? Okay. But you are colorblind, so I appreciate you revealing that information with us. It's very forthcoming and shows how honest you're being with us.
I also shared that information.
He says that. Thank you for being forthcoming. It shows how honest you are. Like, what the like? This is again him trying to act like he's like a real cop. Thank you for being so honest with us. Like, bitch, what the? Yeah, he's real honest. There's no body there. That's the most important shit.
With the FBI, I share the same information with the private investigator.
Okay, thank you. Anything else that you think we're missing about the night in question? How well illuminated it was, how heavy in your experience the snow was coming down, how obstructive your view was as a result of the snow? If you can maybe share your recollection of that.
The snow was heavy. It was not blinding. It was not a whiteout conditions, but it was coming down very heavy, very fast.
Okay. What about the streetlight illumination? Did the neighborhood lose power anytime? So there was no streetlights? Are there streetlights, if you recall, on that street?
I want to say there is one that I know of, and that's at the end of the property of 34, and there's just seems to be like a it's hard to describe it. To me, it looks like a little wooded area that has a concrete pole with a light on it.
Okay. All right. Trooper.
He's like Trooper Proctor. He's like they don't know what to do here. They're just like, let's try to act like real cops. Like, Trooper Proctor, your turn. He passes the ball to him, and he's like, I don't know what to do with the ball. What? Okay, so like again, they're trying to act like, what would a real cop say here?
I don't have any further questions unless the sergeant does. There's unsubstantiated rumors, but we want to get to the bottom of everything. There's unsubstantiated rumors right now that we have learned that somebody recorded you.
Oh my God. Unsubstantiated. Again, this is the third time now they're talking about this. Unsubstantiated rumors from who? Krusty? What does that mean? Unsubstantiated rumors that someone recorded you. Who cares? What are you doing? What are you doing? Look, who cares about any of this shit? I'm a reporter. I accurately reported what Lucky Loughran told me. Who gives a fuck about any of this shit?
Having this conversation, or somebody prior to having Aidan call you recorded a conversation with you, asking you the same questions that Aidan asked. Do you know anything about that?
Wait a minute. Wait, someone else recorded him?
Or somebody... Unsubstantiated rumors, but we want to get to the bottom of everything. There's unsubstantiated rumors right now that we have learned that somebody recorded you having this conversation, or somebody prior to having Aidan call you recorded a conversation with you, asking you the same questions that Aidan.
Someone else recorded you? What the fuck is he talking about? And why are you looking into unsubstantiated rumors? Exactly. Who cares? If Lucky's telling the truth, who gives a shit if he's recorded? What does that matter? Unless the whole purpose of this is to try to jam me up on some sort of wiretapping charge. Like, what are you talking about?
Do you know anything about that?
I have no idea.
No idea. Okay. Had anybody else, other than the FBI and the private investigators, ask you the same question, very similar questions that Aidan was asking you?
No.
The transcript of, you said you saw this transcript, the transcript which Aidan published,
Are those questions, to the best of your knowledge, are those questions asked in the same order chronologically in time that he asked you, or are those transposed in time? Do you want to?
Are the questions that he asks you in the interview in the order that he asked them? No, I switched it around. I just randomly put questions in order that make no sense whatsoever. Like, what are these questions? Again, I see what he's getting at here, though. He's getting at, if he didn't record you, then how does he have all these questions in the exact order? Because I got a great fucking memory. What the fuck do you care? What does it matter? Because I wrote that shit down fast. The fuck you talking about? What are you talking about? Because I had him on speakerphone. I'm fucking typing out while I'm fucking. Who cares? Who cares?
You want to take a look?
That's what he's trying to get at here. This is just more wiretapping. Because what he's getting at here is he's saying, well, if you have them all, if this is exactly how it happened in the exact order, how could he get all this if he didn't record you? That I see what he's getting at here. He's trying to be like, Turtleboy recorded you, right? But if I wiretapped him, if that's what they're getting at, then by definition, 𝗼𝗆𝗆 wouldn't know, right? And you don't have a recording. So what are you even looking into? There's no fucking recording, dipshit. It was a 5-minute investigative piece. I'm sitting there typing it up as it fucking goes along. And that's it. That's it. It was a 5-minute phone call.
Prior to Monday, when Aidan called you, you spoke to no one before Monday that any of asked you similar questions?
No. You can leaf through the next several pages there. That's the part 93 of Aidan, also known as Turtleboy's blog.
Yeah. So the reading part 93. Yep. That's the interview. Yep. He's reading it. Yep. Reading it. Yep.
Point out the discrepancies.
These questions that he asked me, but I'm finding discrepancies already.
Point out the discrepancies?
Yes.
Well, first of all, if there's discrepancies in the questions, if he's saying that this is not exactly how it happened, wouldn't that prove there's no recording? Wouldn't that prove that if I made some sort of error, a slight error in my questions, if I had a recording and then I typed it out afterwards, wouldn't I get it right word for word? There would be no discrepancies, right? If there was a recording, then I would have everything right. This only proves that I'm fucking sitting there typing this shit up as it goes along.
No, they said as long as the police have ordered the testimony. Did they say I couldn't speak to the police? No one has ever told me I couldn't speak to the police. I told him that I'm not talking to anyone unless it's attached to a badge or a subpoena.
Did the private investigators present a badge or a subpoena?
No. They introduced themselves as private investigators for the defense team. To me, that was sufficient enough for me to warrant to go with them and to cooperate.
Okay.
It's like, it really is. They're treating him like a criminal, treating me like a criminal. The Fort Edge, no interest. Exactly. I mean, 𝗼𝗆𝗆 isn't listening to a recording, and yet he can find discrepancies. I feel like they don't understand how brains work.
He's asking questions regarding a memo referring to Turtleboy and questions asked. And we were instructed that we give our name out. He's got that wrong. It's completely wrong.
In what respect is that wrong?
We were told that we can speak. We're not going to answer the question. So if he says, answer the question, our response to be no comment.
So there's multiple discrepancies in what he...
Oh my God. Did you hear what he just said? So 𝗼𝗆𝗆's a little confused here. Listen to what he just said.
We're told that we can a memo referring to Turtleboy and questions asked. And we were instructed that he's asking questions regarding a memo referring to Turtleboy and
Turboboy. He's asking questions regarding a memo, refer to the memo from the Canton DPW that tells them don't talk to Turtleboy. He's asking questions regarding a memo referring to Turtleboy.
Questions asked.
And questions asked, and we are instructed that we give our name out. He got that wrong. So I said in there, I quoted him as saying about that. Let's see. I quoted him as saying, this is my quote from him. The memo said, if Turtleboy or someone from Turtleboy comes to us on the road, we are to give you our names, and the comment is to be no comment. If you come and ask, we can give you our names, but the only thing we can say is no comment. Lucky's discrepancy is that we were never told that we could give our names. That's the discrepancy. What the fuck does that change? What does that change? Suppose that was lost in translation. Suppose that one detail saying, well, actually, they never told us that we could say our names. They never told us that. What does that have to do with the fact that he just told you that there was no body on the front lawn and a Ford Edge was parked there? No. But no, listen to Bukkake. He pounces on that.
Instructed that we would give our name out. He's got that wrong. It's completely wrong.
In what respect is that wrong?
We were told that we can speak. We're not to answer the question. So if he says and answer the question, our response is to be.
He says we can speak and answer the question. So he says and answer the question. Our response is to be
no comment.
So there's multiple discrepancies in what he has written.
So there's multiple discrepancies in what he's written. That's all Bukkake got out of it. So there's multiple discrepancies. So Turtleboy's, all he's trying to do here is illegitimize my reporting. That is the whole purpose of this.
And what actually happened and what you answered when he asked you those questions.
Correct.
Okay.
So what he said, so basically what he's saying here, so what you said, what he says you said wasn't necessarily what you said. Oh, so he could be wrong about the Ford Edge too. Huh? So you might not have said that. That's all. That's what he's getting at here.
Is there anything that you shared with the private investigators that you think we should know about based on your conversation with them that is important to this investigation and getting to the bottom of the truth?
I have stated all along, for whatever reason, the only thing out of the ordinary that I saw the entire night was the Ford Edge.
Okay. So the only thing out of the ordinary that night was the Ford Edge. You didn't see, even after the police arrived, you still had not seen the body, and you said you were already on Fairview when you saw the police at the scene.
Correct.
But you still had not seen the body.
Correct.
Did you ever see the body out there even while the police were on scene?
No.
How far away were you from where the body was found and where you were parked, looking towards the scene? How far away were you?
When they originally stopped, I was on Cedar Crest trying to turn left onto Fairview and was not able to.
How the fuck could he see a body from Cedar Crest, dumbass, with first responders there and everything like that? How could he see a body from there? Like, oh, so you didn't see a body. So you didn't see a body there at 3 o'clock, but you also didn't see a body at 6 o'clock. And there definitely was a body there at 6 o'clock, right? So maybe you're just fucking blind. That's what they're getting at here. Oh my God.
And what time of day was this?
Early morning. I couldn't tell you.
Was it daylight outside or was it still dark?
It was still dark.
Still dark. So before sunrise, before dawn.
Correct.
That is exactly it, Val. Lucky's interview was very simple. They're making it complicated. My interview with him lasted 5 minutes. It was really simple. Did you see a body there? No. Did you see a Ford Edge there? Yes. If there was a body there, would you have seen a body there? Yes. Did you tell anybody about this? Yeah, I told the private investigator in the FBI. Okay, that's it. There's nothing more to talk about. And these guys are just dragging this out. There's just, this is all they can do. They take a really simple, damning testimony and they just try to discredit it by turning it into a fucking popsicle headache.
Okay, but you, from that, your vantage point, you didn't see the body.
Correct.
Did you ever see a vehicle on that street driving? Did you encounter any traveling vehicles on that street that morning?
There were several, throughout the entire storm.
So several vehicles you saw on Fairview?
Correct.
Did any vehicles stop at the home while you're plowing?
Not to my knowledge. When I saw him, I was going the opposite direction.
More evidence. So there's more cars on Fairview Road. More cars went up and down. He just put more eyes on 34 Fairview that didn't see a body. This is not going well for Bukkake.
So I would say no.
So just so I have it correct, you saw vehicles traveling on Fairview, but they were going the opposite direction. So you have no knowledge of them stopping in front of the Fairview, 34 Fairview address.
Correct.
Do you recall what types of vehicles they were?
I do not.
Okay. When you stopped and were not able to take a left onto Fairview on Cedar Crest that early morning of the 29th of September, what were the weather conditions at that point?
Snowing very heavily.
Very heavily. When would you say the snow became very heavy?
I don't know.
I would say around 4:35. That's
when you observed the Ford Edge. Was it accumulating snow on top of it? Was it covered?
No, it was not.
It was not.
It was not. If it had maybe an inch or two at the time, if that.
Who cares?
The last time you saw the Ford Edge there, had it accumulated any snow on top of it? Did you see where the Ford Edge went to after it left the front of Fairview?
No.
You didn't see it in the driveway, in the neighbor's driveway, and you didn't see any tracks where the direction it traveled?
No, I did not.
And was the Ford Edge one of the vehicles traveling, to the best of your knowledge?
No.
Okay. Good. Good.
I'm good.
All right,
I'm
Mr.
good.
Laughlin, thank you so much for your time. It is now
But then they call him back.
12:25
Then they call him back.
on
They're
the dot.
pissed. And they're
We're gonna
pissed.
Conclude this interview.
Look, they call nope. Part 2. They call him back.
It's 12:30 p.m. Trooper Michael Proctor, 𝗵𝗺, along with
Sergeant Yuriy Bukhenik, Bukhenik, with the Norfolk District Attorney's Office here in the Norfolk District Attorney's Office Community Room. Present with us is
Brian Lockman, LOUGHRAN.
Brian. Before walking out, you remember something and you want to volunteer certain information to further support additional discrepancies with accounts that have been
Additional discrepancies. Oh, you want to discredit Turtleboy some more?
discussed and described and documented and produced on Turtleboy's platforms. Can you further share with us and this recording what you stated to us prior to leaving the office here?
It states in the transcripts that I was presented with GPS information from the FBI. That is utterly false. I was never given any information or documentation from the FBI other than...
It says, what did it say?
GPS.
It states in the transcripts that I was presented with GPS information from the FBI. Let's go check the transcript. Turtleboy, I think they've said the truck's GPS were not working. I just know that the trucks all have GPS in them. Oh, no, I go, what time did you go by? Somewhere around then. The FBA says they have GPS at 2:30 going by that house. Not that 𝗵𝗺𝗲𝗺 was presented with GPS data. This is what 𝗵𝗺𝗲𝗺 told me. He told me the FBI says they have GPS data, not that they were presented with it. So again, if Bukkake and them were honest, they'd be like, well, actually, in fairness, that's not what he said. But they don't care. All they want to hear is the word discrepancy. That's all they want to hear about. So like 𝗵𝗺𝗲𝗺 is misunderstanding or misreading something I said here, a simple misunderstanding, because I don't say that the FBI presented him with GPS data. I quote him as saying that the FBI told him they have GPS data. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So let me go back to this.
Information from the FBI that is utterly false. I was never given any information or documentation from the FBI other than...
I was never given any information or documentation by the FBI. I never quoted him as saying that he was. If Bukkake and Proctor were honest cops, they would say, oh, well, he never, that's not what it says in the transcript. He's not quoting you as saying that. 𝗵𝗺𝗲𝗺. They don't care. They just want 𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗺 to dispute my reporting. That's all they're trying to do. They just like the word discrepancy. That's all they want here.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. You additionally said that there was other discrepancies during an interview about your practices plowing the roadways. Can you go into detail discussing those and how you learned about those?
I was asked by the private investigators from the defense team for Kearney that stated I said that I ring row to the left. I can't ring row to the left. I'm in the middle of the road. I would bury the other side of the road. Again, it's always ring row to the right.
So when you discuss ring row, Can you go into detail, like tell us about that? We're not in the business, so what is ring?
Ring row means that the fucking snow goes to the right, not the left. That's all ring row means. And apparently Karen Reed's private investigator quoted him as saying, I ring row left. And he's like, no, actually ring row right. Who gives a fuck, bro? There's no body there. That's the most important shit.
Rowing mean in your profession?
So when you are plowing and the snow comes off your plow, it leaves a row of snow. It is called a ring row. So it's a continuous row of snow. If you put it in the left, it is adding an additional amount of snow on the ground that's there, plus what's coming off my plow.
So ring rowing to the left, which side of the blade, as you're moving forward, is further ahead?
The right-hand side.
And ring rowing to the right, which part of the blade is ahead?
The left side of the blade.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. And you said they presented you with a, that was your watch? Okay.
I apologize.
No worries, it's all good. So you said they presented you with the statement you said. Can you just walk us through how that whole thing transpired?
Just to clarify, they being the defense team's private investigators.
So we initially had an interview. My first interview with the defense team's private investigators.
Did they audio record that interview like we're recording it today?
No.
Okay. So it was just basically what they asked you, you responded, what they presented you as a fact, you'd respond to, verifying or denying that that's accurate?
Correct.
And
see what they're getting at here? So they gave you leading questions. That's what he's getting at here. So they probably told you there was a Ford Edge there, and you were like, yes. They probably, like, I see exactly what he's doing here. He's saying, so they probably told you that there was a Ford Edge there, and that's why you said there was a Ford Edge there, right? They put that idea in your head. I see exactly what he's doing here.
They presented you with a statement that they claimed you made.
Correct.
And what was that statement?
They stated that I started the route on Fairview with my plow ring rowing to the left-hand side. And I said that is incorrect.
Like he's like not disputing anything about the Ford Edge, but the ring row, Lucky's like Lucky plow, like Lucky knows plow, and he's like, it was ring row right, okay, and not ring row left. I want to be very clear about that.
Ring row to the right to prevent additional snow from my plow going on top of whatever snow is on the ground, making the left-hand side of the road unpassable.
Okay. So that's an incorrect statement, and you never did that?
No.
The night of January 29th?
No.
All he's looking for is like, so they're incorrect. So they have discrepancies. That's all this is.
And at the time of the 29th was the truck you were
And
operating.
this is why all of this is so that Brian Tully could get up there and testify at the trial that he didn't follow up on this because Lucky was incredible. That was the whole purpose of this. Remember, they asked, why didn't you look into the Ford Edge? We determined, and I'll pull up the Tully transcripts later on. We determined that Lucky was incredible. That's all it is.
Equipped with GPS location information to track your...
All town vehicles are GPS. I've been told, which is normally not something I would know, but I have been told that the GPS at the time of the snow were down, and they were down at the repeater, not at the trucks.
I see. So the system had a problem. Your individual truck did not have an issue. And you learned this the night of, or did you learn that the GPS had been down for a while?
I learned that the GPS was down about 2 weeks ago and had no idea if GPS was down.
Okay. Is there anything else that you're remembering that you think would be important to share and clarify with us today?
No.
Go fuck yourself.
Thank you. And this concludes the follow-up questions with Mr. Loughran. It is 12:36 p.m.
I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back.
All right, thank you. You be seated. All right, your next question.
Tom, may I please have you put up Plaintiff's Exhibit 881A? Mr. I'm going to ask you to take a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 881A. This is one of the articles containing the counterclaim statements by Adam Waldman. Is that correct?
I haven't seen the article yet.
Okay. Why don't we go to page 8 of this article? Adam Waldman, Depp's lawyer, said afterwards, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as a sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Is that one of the statements that you allege are defamatory? Is defamatory?
That's correct.
Okay. Can we please go to Plaintiff's Exhibit 881B? And if we could go to page 10 and 11. In Plaintiff's Exhibit 881B, Depp's lawyer Adam Waldman said the various discrepancies prove that nothing Heard and her friends said about the events of May 21, 2016 could be considered credible. Quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Deppa by calling the cops, but the first attempt didn't do the trick, he told thedailymail.com. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber, her friends, spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911. But even this didn't have, oh, apologize. You're fine. Okay. Okay, and if we can please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 881C. And go to page 11. This is another article, Ms. Hurd, where you argue that Mr. Wellman's statements are defamatory, correct?
I don't know if this is taken from that article because I can't see the article in full.
It's page 11 of the article.
Oh, shit. Amber Heard game on? What the hell? All right. Enough of that. Hold on. All right. So, got that out of my system. There's more shit we could talk about. The JFK interview. Tomorrow night, we're going to do a Manic Mackenzie Monday. So we'll do that tomorrow night. But let me read some turtle chats here. It's Memorial Day weekend, so let's not forget we're all here for the troops, those that sacrificed their lives. God bless you guys for this beautiful country of ours. Okay. Let's see. And by the way, I'm like, you know, Nan going on Twisted Evictions thing there. It's like she's going to be like, well, oh, we disagree on one thing, but that does not mean we should not be civil with each other. Yes, it should. We disagree. First of all, we don't disagree. She was like the biggest Karen Reed supporter until I called her out for being a scamming welfare ratchet. And then suddenly Karen Reed was guilty 5 minutes later. Right. But more importantly, like if you are on the side of Karen Reed is guilty, you have no ethics. You have no morals. Like you're an evil, deranged person. Like there's no, it's the reason we're all here is Karen Reed is innocent. And so, yeah, like, yeah, let's fucking break bread with them. Yeah, that'll be great. We have so much, they're such a nice person. Besides the fact that they want to throw an innocent woman in a fucking box for the rest of her life because whatever. I mean, these people are such scum, these Nans. They never stood for anything. None of them. All right. Let's see. Wamps are pissed. Dayatu sends $10, goes, this bothered the fuck out of me. The second I realized they called Jen McCabe JJ and they chose to wear Justice for JJ pins, instant fury, anyone else. Okay. Jen sends $25, goes, get those goddamn charges dropped. You still need to ask questions. John, oh, and I already read that one. Thank you. Turtle Rider sends $5 and goes, would you consider doing a show going over all of your charges in detail? Yeah, I've done an entire fucking show about it. Check it out. There's a whole video on, I published it in March of 2025. Just go watch it all. I feel like so much has gone on. I totally forgot exactly the charges you're facing. Yeah, just go. I've already done it. Just go look for it. You got to look for it. Laura sends $10, goes, I just want to remind Randall about members only bus stop lives on Fridays. And also don't forget to renew. Yeah, now he's a member. He can watch. Exactly. We disagree on one detail. That detail is the entire reason we're here, that we've all come together. Like it's kind of a big thing. Karen Reed being innocent. If you're pushing for Karen Reed going to jail, then why the fuck? Look, I have no interest talking to you. You're a piece of shit. You have no morals. Jennifer sends $25, goes, for your bunnies, buy a package of baby carrots and have your kid, the bunnies in the backyard, and have your kids toss a few in the yard for the bunnies. That's true. They love them. I used to have a family of 12 bunnies that lived in my front yard, and it was adorable watching them find and munch on the carrots. Just beware of stray neighborhood cats. They killed all of my bunnies. Oh, no. Anyways, as always, we love and support you in Arizona. Free Turtleboy. That's a great idea, Jennifer, in Arizona. I appreciate that. We have so many bunnies right here. It's wild. And bears, bro. Bears have taken over the town of Holden. It gets crazy. I go on my local community Facebook group called 𝗵𝗄𝗇, and it's just like everything on there. Let me see if I got it here. And it's just Bear City. Like I go on, there's just people posting, oh, the bear's in my yard today. A bear's here. You know, oh, it's a bear. Here's a fucking other video of the bear. There's a whole clan of bears in this town, and they're just everywhere. Hold on. I'm like looking for it. Like, bro, everybody's got, oh, here's the mom and the bear in my backyard playing in the pool, doing this, climbing a fucking tree. I found the funniest video of the bear in my neighborhood. I want to see if I got this. Hold on. It's another video. I mean, look at this. I'll show you my community Facebook group. Here's the bear. Yep. Here's the bear in Colonial. Yep. There's the bear. Yep. There's the bear. There's the bear. Yep. Okay. What else we got? Turtle Day in Rutland. Oh, there's the bear in my backyard. That's the bear. Oh, there's the bear. Look at that little bear. Okay. Yep. Can you anybody get me a plumber? Okay. Here's some birds. Look at this crabgrass I have in my yard. Anybody see my dog? Okay. Yeah. Anybody need a new roof? Oh, there's the bear. There's the bears in Rutland. What else? Oh, okay. Is Rutland 4th of July canceled? Yep. Budget cuts. Oh, where's the bear? Oh, no. What insect is making that sound? Yeah. Okay. There was one crazy one of the bear today. I saw it in there. I'm like, oh, here's the plants. Some good soil. Who's littering in town? Okay. So that's your local community Facebook page. All right. Anyway, the bears are everywhere around here. It's like nuts. Everyone's seeing the bears. And I'm getting like notes on my Ring app. I have a Ring now. I'm a Ring guy. They're just constantly alerting me, like whenever a neighbor sees a bears, like, oh, the bears. It's fucking cool. Having like bears and shit. But it's also like scary because they're bears. They'll like tear you apart, you know? All right. Do we have any cash apps here? Yeah, we have here. Crystal sends $5, goes to doubling down, motherfucker. Free Turtleboy. You goddamn right. Doubling down. Amy sends $10, goes Virgil Van Garvin, tell the truth. Okay, Virgil. Frank sends $5, goes Lucky should have had a lawyer with him. Yes, he should have. 100%. Rich L sends $5 and goes, my mom's queefs smell like Ozempic love blaze. Okay. That's a little TMI there, Rich. Thank you. Or Blaze, whoever sent that in. Okay. All right. We're good. All right. Anybody else before we call it a night? I got some Chinese. I hate Chinese. It sticks in your goddamn teeth. It's the worst. If I go Japanese is the way to go. They get a pool cover. Yeah, but you take it off at the beginning of the season and you keep it off for the rest of the summer. Pool's looking good, but too bad it's so shitty out. You can't even go outside. I think tomorrow's going to be nicer at least. Make sure we don't have any more turtle chats. Refresh that. All right, we're good. All right, guys. Anyway, I am just going to call it an evening then. Love all you fine people. I will see you guys tomorrow night for Mackenzie Monday. And we will, then we'll have another show Tuesday and then Sex Call. We're going to have a lot of streams coming up. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow. I don't know if we'll do a Bus Stop Live tomorrow because it's Memorial Day. We'll see. We'll see. I got shit to do, but we'll talk soon. All right. Peace to you, bum crease. Outie.
Top down, riding down Main. It's a clear night, screens glowing blue. Got the facts in my headlights. Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. 𝗺•cie and 𝗲𝗲, I'ma read them like Psalms. KP throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city block. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just ride a slow grind. Midnight oil burning, pen hit the pad slow. Every word cut clean like the rims on the 𝗃𝗍𝗄𝗃. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtleboys riding in the reckoning gon' come. 𝗲𝗲 in the back room, 𝗺cie on the phone. Trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. True, got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame, this about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the